WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello, and good morning, everybody. Just like that, your Detroit Pistons are up 2-0 in this series against Cleveland. What an... It wasn't an ass-kicking, but it was at the same time. And if you watched that game yesterday, that makes 100% sense to you, because it felt like mentally they were just punting Cleveland around for 4 quarters. The score didn't reflect that. Cleveland was able to hang in there. And honestly, you know, Kyle and I were texting back and forth a little bit during the game. I was texting some other people too. I couldn't really comprehend how that score was so close, because it felt like the Pistons were doing everything right and the Cavs were doing everything wrong in what it takes to be a winning basketball team. And this is something that I have reiterated time and time again throughout the course of this season, specifically with the Pistons, even in the regular season, is I think that this team knows the secret. Something that Isaiah Thomas talked about a lot, something that I first learned about in this book, The Book of Basketball by Bill Simmons. I want to start today's show a little atypical, just by sharing what the secret is, how I learned of it. This was probably about 6 years ago during COVID, where I really just became, a little bit of a basketball historian because there was nothing else to do. I was watching the 98 finals, or the 89 finals. I was watching everything that happened in Pistons history and trying to figure out as much as I could about this bad boys team that I didn't get to watch, because I think there's some real similarities, not just in the toughness, but the way that these guys play together on the court. So Bill Simmons, the chapter starts with, I learned the secret of basketball while I was lounging at a topless pool in Las Vegas. As I learned the secret, someone's bare breasts were staring me right in the face just 8 feet away. The person explaining the secret was Hall of Famer who once vowed to beat me up and changed his mind only because Gus Johnson vouched for me. So that's where the story starts. Whoa! Isaiah Thomas in a topless pool in Vegas. He talks about the secret and the disease of more. The disease of everybody. Like, once you win a championship, everybody wants a little bit more. Everybody wants more money, more field goal opportunities, wants to score more. Everybody just wants a little bit of more. And in basketball specifically, fighting that is the hardest thing it takes to win a championship. So the secret is that it's not about basketball at all. The secret is that it's not about basketball. That does not make sense, right? How can that be possible? For the next few minutes, Isaiah explained to me, after coming so close for 2 straight postseasons, the chemistry of the 89 team was off for reasons that had nothing to do with talent. Chuck Daly needed to give Dennis Rodman more playing time. Only the teacher, Dantley's nickname in an ironic twist, wasn't willing to accommodate him. And the problem was Rodman could play any style and defend every type of player. He gave the Pistons unique flexibility, much like Havlicek's ability to play guard or forward drove Russell's last few career years for the Celtics. There was a precedent in place from when John Staley and Joe Dumars came into their own the previous season. Isaiah and Vinnie Johnson gave up some minutes for Dumars, and Rick Mahorn gave up some for Sally. But when Rodman started stealing crunch time minutes away from Dantley, the teachers started sulking and even complaining to local writers. There's a great additional book about that called The Franchise. You couldn't call it betrayal, but Dantley had to undermine an altruistic dynamic constructed carefully over the past 4 seasons, almost like a stack of Jenga blocks. That unhinged on players forfeiting numbers for the overall good of the team. They ended up trading Adrian Dantley for none other than Mark Aguirre, a worse player, but someone who fit the team a lot more. I look at this Pistons team, I look at the Cavs team. You stack them up on paper. Cavs have 4 guys that have made all-star teams. A potential Hall of Famer. A definite Hall of Famer, James Harden, who's not playing like a Hall of Famer. They're more talented. But all I kept thinking about last night while I was watching this series was the Pistons know the secret. They know how to sacrifice. They all have one common goal, and nothing is being put above it. Cade Cunningham embodies and embraces everything that the secret is about. He doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to win. And if it takes not scoring for the first 3 quarters, so be it. Oh, you need me to step up and score here in the 4th quarter? Here's 12 for you. He doesn't care about his stats. He doesn't care how many points he's scoring. Nobody on this team does. They're all so selfless. They all communicate well. They hustle defensively. They do everything it takes a winning basketball team in order to win a championship. They do it all. And then I watch this Cavs team. Lackadaisical. They don't communicate on defense. There's a lack of effort, lack of hustle. It's 2 completely separate teams. And for that reason, I am sitting here saying the Pistons up 2 is a guarantee that they will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. This Cavs team is broken. I do not think they can come back from this, even though they probably have more talent than this Detroit Pistons team. That's all I could think about yesterday during the game, Kyle, is that the Pistons know the secret and the Cavs don't.
I mean, all I could think about is just the Pistons are the better team. Like, they play like a team, no doubt about it. Cleveland obviously has the reputation, not the reputation, but just in this playoffs, they've only been able to win at home. They have not won a single road game so far, which is unreal to think about, honestly, now that you are 2 games into the second round and you played a 7-game series. That doesn't favor them, of course, because they do not play as many home games in this series as the Pistons do, but they also didn't face any adversity in round 1. They were never down in that series. They were up 2-0, then it was 2-2, went up 3-2. They were never down in the series.
It wasn't 1-1, 1-1, 1. No, you're right. It was 2-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry. But for Cleveland, like, they never had to face any adversity like Detroit did. And you watched them in that game last night. Any time that Detroit had a big play or any time that Duncan Robinson got wide open for a 3, the specific play that I really remember when Danis Jenkins once again came up clutch at the end of a quarter, which just continues to happen. It's unreal to think about how many times this season and in the playoffs he has hit a buzzer beater. He gets open for that 3 on the left side in the 3rd quarter, and Dennis Schroeder immediately just starts screaming at Jordan Tyson and screaming at everyone else on the floor like it's their fault. And there's so much of that in this series. Dean Wade, the clip of him where Donovan Mitchell doesn't get around a screen, he's just like, oh. James Harden obviously never tries chasing anybody off of screens.
Oh,
like,
my God.
They are self-imposing or composing, no doubt about it. They are just quick to blame others. They're quick to go at each other, whereas the Pistons, when their backs were down 3-1 against Orlando, it was much different. It was still, I mean, look at Cade Cunningham's composure when they were down 3-1. I know it's not the same being down 3-1, but, I mean, being down 2-0 is kind of the same as being down 3-1, odds-wise to win the series.
I got the odds for you if you want them.
Sure.
Teams that go up 2-0, 92.8% chance of winning the series. So 93% chance that the Pistons are going to come out on top. I'd say it's even higher considering the Cavs are self-combusting.
Yeah, 100%. And the Pistons, when they were down big in their series, kept the same composure because they are led by a guy in Cade Cunningham that is one of the most cool, calm, and collected guys there is. Never lets the emotions get the best of him. There's plenty of players on the Pistons that do. We saw a little bit of that last night with Asar Thompson, a couple of silly fouls with James Harden, a frustrating player to play against, no doubt. We know Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren can get a little bit emotional on the floor with their whistles. The guy who leads them never does, though. Mm-hmm. And that's what is the most important part. Whereas you see on the flip side for Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell was like trying his hardest to get his guys going last night. He's making shots, and he's screaming after every one of them. He's trying to be extra emotional. That's not the type of player Donovan Mitchell is. He's usually not that animated. But he was trying to just do something to get his team going, whereas Cade Cunningham doesn't have to do any of that because the rest of his team embodies what he brings to the table. And that's what I love the most about this group compared to the team on the other side.
Well, I think they all look up to Cade. Like, they've seen him grow up right in front of their eyes, and they trust him to lead them forward. Like, even guys like Tobias Harris and Karis LeVert, the veterans of this team, they're well aware, like, yeah, man, Cade's our guy, and we believe in him. You want to know why it's so easy to buy into what Cade Cunningham does and the way he's playing? He plays defense, man. 2 blocks yesterday. Again, he picks up a transition block. It's like that guy hustles his butt off in transition, walls up James Harden, is willing to take on the challenge, gets beaten up as he goes to the rim. They all trust him because he's a trench guy. He's a guy you'd want in the foxhole with you. That's part of the reason that this team has such belief in themselves and each other is because they see that their best player, their star guy, Cade Cunningham, believes in the rest of his teammates as well. There was also a clip that Amazon Prime showed coming out of or into a timeout where JB Bickerstaff is yelling, giving hell to Jalen Duren. You're going to let Donovan Mitchell get a rebound over you, he kept saying? Like, no, that's unacceptable. How many NBA teams across the league would their star player just be like, you're talking to me like that? Get him out of here. Fire him. Where the coach isn't allowed to actually coach his players. There's a good amount where stars just can't handle that. And the Pistons are not one of them. I love that JB Bickerstaff has enough trust from his teammates, from his players, to where he's allowed to do his job and coach and it not cause any animosity either. You know, Jalen Duren's not sitting there like, I can't believe he talked to me like that and embarrassed me in front of the team.
Yeah, imagine saying that
He's
to
right.
James Harden.
Yeah, exactly. James Harden, are you serious?
I bet Kenny Atkinson wants to say that to him. I bet he really wants to.
James Harden would get up and leave, which is probably good for the Cavaliers, but you can't say that to a lot of the star players across the league. And this team lets JB Bickerstaff actually do his job and coach them without there being any sort of animosity afterwards. I love what this team's about, man. Everything. It really reminds me, not that I was around to see it, but everything I've read and learned and watched about that Bad Boys team and the 2004 team, where it's just so selfless and everybody's bought in. The Detroit Pistons franchise always has one certain way of winning. It feels like this Pistons team is completely bought into that style, where it's team over everything else. There are no egos. You look around the Eastern Conference, yes, there are teams that are more talented than the Pistons, but that does not make them better teams. And that's kind of the situation I think they found themselves in, looking around the rest of the competition in the East.
Well, and the way that they play, too, is through defense. And that has been the number one thing through games 1 and 2 with Cleveland. And the same thing in all the Orlando series, too. The offense just wasn't as good for Detroit, but the defense was there.
Threes were falling last night, man.
Clamps, man. It's unbelievable. The first half, and I understand Cleveland went on a good run in the third quarter. So once again, it was nice to see back-to-back games where Cleveland comes back. They did end up taking a lead in the fourth quarter in this one for, 20 seconds. And the Pistons get it back, and they have it the rest of the way. They've come up clutch in the fourth quarter, all thanks to having one of the most clutch players in the NBA in Cade Cunningham, which is amazing. Cade, man. It's unreal. But the defense is unbelievable, man. The way that this team defends, it's so fun to watch, and it's so fun to root for. That's why I love this squad.
There was a possession in the first quarter, or a good stretch of 3-4 minutes in the first quarter, because Asar always plays the first 10 minutes of the game. And there was a 5-minute stretch where I was like, he actually might be the best defensive player I've ever seen in my entire life. He might be the best defensive player ever, where he's just running around, guarding everybody at the same time, switching, defending. Nobody even wants to drive on him. It was so good. He was causing so much chaos. And then he missed a layup and didn't box out. And Cleveland got an offensive rebound. And then he immediately got yanked. And you could see it. He was gassed. But he was giving it everything that he had. Picked up a bunch of silly fouls yesterday. But somehow still fills up the stat sheet every single time that guy steps on the floor. He might be the biggest winner so far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even though Tobias is in a contract year.
It might be Tobias, man.
7 straight games of 20-plus points. It makes no sense.
It's unreal.
He had 0 times this year where he had back-to-back 20-point games, and he's done it 7 straight playoff games.
Not only has he been the Pistons' second-best guy in the playoffs, he's been one of the best second options in the playoffs. Just overall, across all the teams. That's how good he's been. He's been so dang reliable. Even after he breaks his hip in the first quarter last night.
Oh, that was scary.
He just stays in the game and closes things out. And, man, he was even a little bit extra emotional last night, too, just screaming every time. But, what was the source of the Pistons' offense in the fourth quarter?
Cade.
Oh, they're going to switch. Well, they're going to switch Harden onto Tobias. Okay, we're letting Tobias go to work in the low post. And he just doesn't miss the little pull-up midi or the step-back midi. Just doesn't happen.
The 7 to 10-foot turnaround jump shot from him is about as automatic as Kareem's skyhook. That's what it feels like. It's once he gets this matchup in something favorable that he likes, he's just going to get to a spot and turn around and hit a jump shot.
Yeah, Michael Jordan post-fade, Dirk Nowitzki post-fade, LeBron drive to the hoop, Steph Curry open 3, Tobias Harris turnaround mid-range shot.
10-foot jump shot,
yeah. Throw it in the rafters with all those shots.
I liked how the entire source of offense in the fourth quarter just became, hey, where's James Harden at? Bring him out here. Let's have him dance a little bit.
Because that's what I was going to say. Like, it was Tobias going at Harden, and then they would just try to get Harden switched on to Cade. And every time Harden got switched on to Cade, it was easy, man. It was barbecue chicken.
That's a future Hall of Famer. That's a former MVP candidate.
Former MVP. That's one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen.
Last night was the first time I was like, yeah, this guy's washed. Like, that $41 million player option that he's got, yeah, he's going to be opting into that because no other team's going to give him an extension. He was awful the entire game yesterday. 32% shooting from the field. He has 9 field goals through 2 games, 11 turnovers, and he's 1 for 11 from behind the arc. He sucks. And he's a traffic cone on defense and a turnover machine.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things. I'm with you.
989-837-6125. So are you with me? This is a lock that the Pistons end up back in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're up 2-0. This Cavs team seems broken. The Pistons know the secret. The Cavs do not. Team's up 2-0, have a 93% chance of making it onto the next round or winning whatever series that they're currently in. I think it's a guarantee. I'm willing to lock it up. 989-837-6125. What about you? 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. You know, we talk about game plans a lot on this show, the execution of the game plan. That's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Honestly, the number one thing that the Pistons have going for them isn't just that they know the secret, is that James Harden is so bad at basketball. I can't believe they haven't benched him. Like, I seriously have no idea what the justification is for him still being out there. He is an atrocious defender. He's just a turnover machine on offense in clutch situations. Ausar Thompson has taken his lunch money and officially put him in UNC washed status, which, man, I really thought Tobias Harris was heading there too after the hip injury. That was the most UNC moment in the history of UNC moments for UNC, but he ends up just being totally fine. Yeah, my hip froze up there for 5 minutes.
I mean, the Harden stuff is odd because in game one, you really lived the full playoff James Harden experience where he was so god-awful for the first 2.5, 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter he had that run where he was hitting all them floaters, got to the free throw line a bunch. Like, he was good for them in the fourth in game one, at least just getting them back into the game. In game two, there was none of that.
He may have been good in the fourth quarter.
There was none of that.
He may have been good in the fourth quarter of game one. I don't even know if that was good enough to offset what was going on the first 3 quarters, though. He's a traffic cone defensively, and somehow it feels like he's just as bad on offense.
That's what
They're hunting him in the fourth quarter of these games.
Back-to-back games where he had more turnovers than field goals made, which I remember the number you threw out yesterday was like 40.
Like 132 of his games or something like that. Something crazy.
It's just unreal to think about that as an all-time player. But
the funniest part, too, is that it doesn't even seem like he cares. He'll turn the ball over, and Ausar will just go down the other way and score, and James Harden will be like, eh.
The only positive thing he did in yesterday's game was get Ausar Thompson to pick up 2 dumb fouls. Like, that was it. That was the only positive impact he had on the game for Cleveland. Like, he was one of the worst games you'll ever see from a guy making the amount of money he does.
It was, here's the stat. It was James Harden's 182nd career playoff game. It was the 36th time that he's had 3 or fewer made field goals. Nearly 20% of his playoff games, he has had 3 or less field goals. It was the 46th time he's had as many or more turnovers than made field goals. That is 25% of his playoff career. That's from Nick Wright.
And last night, he didn't even have that many turnovers. He only had 4. But he made 3 shots.
He only had 4 turnovers, but they were bad turnovers. Where it's just like, I'm going to do
Dribbling
my
off
James
my
Harden
foot.
dribble, and Cade's just going to middle school, take the ball from him. Ausar Thompson, take the ball from him. It's not like, it shouldn't even count as a steal. It's just like, oh yeah, James Harden just gave us the ball. It's like hysterical. I like James Harden. I used to like him. That guy's washed now. That was the first time I thought that, because he had the semi-good season for Cleveland and for LA before he got traded. No, he's like officially washed. Nobody's going to want that guy on their team going into next year.
We've talked about how much like we despise Cleveland sports, but I feel for their fans. Having James Harden on your team would be one of them, like this version of him would be one of the most frustrating things there is. What do you even do? You have to play him.
Why? What
are their other options?
We were all talking about benching him yesterday.
The one guy that might be worse than James Harden is Dennis Schroeder.
I don't think Dennis Schroeder's as bad as Harden.
He's been pretty bad, man.
But Harden is like,
yeah, I know.
He's out there, and it's just like, what? We have no chance. He's just turning. He is a traffic cone defensively. It's embarrassing for this team. And meanwhile, the other team is the most locked-in defensive team that you'll see in the Eastern Conference. I think it's a guarantee. I'm not exactly sure what the odds are for them to win this series. I'd imagine they're minus 200-300. It may as well be minus 900. I don't think there's any chance they blow this. Not a single chance, even going on the road now. And they say series doesn't win until you steal a road game. I don't know, man. I have a really hard time envisioning Cleveland winning 4 of the next 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, we
saw
the
next 5 games.
We saw 2 teams pull off the improbable in round 1, so I don't want to do a Charles Barkley guarantee here. But if you want to do it, go ahead. I still I feel just as confident as you do. Based off of, in round 1, Cleveland, they didn't win a road game, whatever. They still won the series. They also weren't down 2-0. And you just watching them crumble last night, screaming at each other, yelling at each other. Donovan Mitchell is trying everything he can do to get his teammates excited and get some sort of momentum. Well, yeah, but just I'm just talking about all the yelling and screaming he was doing. He never does that. He's not that animated of a player. He's just trying to get his teammates going, and it's not working at all. And on the other side, Cade doesn't have to do any of that because they're so locked in. And that's the best part about having Cade as your superstar versus Mitchell.
Well, the problem with Mitchell screaming and yelling is that stuff's all good until you just like have no effort defensively because you wasted all of it dribbling for 18 seconds.
Doing the pickup and floater.
Yeah, when you waste all your shot clock and all your energy on offense and then you're just not fighting over screens. And then there's literally a clip of Dean Wade being like, oh my because Donovan Mitchell's not willing to fight over the screen, and it results in a wide open three. Like, all that hoorah stuff is great until your teammates start to see through the defensive stuff a little bit. And it's like, dude, how about instead of screaming and yelling and hooting and hollering, you put in some of that effort on defense?
Yeah, show the evidence on the tape. Exactly.
You don't have to worry about that with Cade Cunningham.
A good YouTube chat from Gary here. He says, my favorite Cade, great sequence. He stuck with Mitchell, forced a bad shot, followed it up with that three-pointer on the offensive end. I think that was the Strus three, the cross right in his face, knocking it down. And he just says, what a player.
Yeah. I loved that the Pistons were figuring it out without him scoring yesterday. Like, I thought they were legit going to win the game with him scoring 15 points, and it was just like, man, this team really does know the secret. They're just going to find the best shots available, whoever James Harden's guarding. And then in the fourth quarter, Cade's like, all right, guys, here I am. 12 points, here you go, including this disgusting step-back three over Max Strus to really – it wasn't the dagger that ended the game, but it got that crowd going nuts.
Also – something that has been a major shift in this series compared to the Orlando one is not only Duncan Robinson is making more shots, he is just getting so much more open. I mean, Orlando did a pretty good job chasing him around and making things tough. And Cleveland just does not try. They might try for one or two of the screens, but Robinson's going to keep running around. They're going to keep flaring him. They're going to keep bringing him up, and you have to chase around all of these screens that they're just not going to do.
James Harden,
getting wide open
Mitchell,
looks.
No, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. How many wide open threes did he get yesterday? Like 7, it felt like.
A ton. And we talked about going into the series, like the Duncan Robinson, Max Strus thing. It's kind of fun because they're both the former Heat culture guys. Strus took Robinson's job before leaving for Cleveland. And it felt like, one of those guys, whoever has the better series, is going to play a big role. And Strus had a good game one, but Duncan has been awesome in the first 2 games.
You notice the playoff mustache? You notice that yesterday from Duncan? He hasn't had that throughout the year, has he?
I think he's had it in the playoffs. Yeah. It's new. It's hard to notice. It's like a blonde mustache. It's kind of until they put the close-up shot on him, you can't really tell.
Got a text that says, JB deserves so much credit for the adjustments he made in this series. Nobody's talking about the fact that he was fired by the Cavs, replaced with their current head coach. He's brought all the intensity this year, but going against his old team has added some extra juice for JB. Yeah?
Totally. I mean, the adjustment in this series to be like, we're going to play Danis a crap ton. Whereas he has had a bad playoffs up until this point. Like, not a bad playoffs, but certainly hasn't been like the player
first 6 games were bad.
Yeah, exactly. And if Cleveland is going to defend him the way that they are, JB's putting the trust in Danis to be like, dude, you were like a really good player for us this season. Go be that right now. Look at how they're defending you, man. You're going to get so many open looks.
Yeah, by the way they're defending him, you mean the way that they're just letting him take whatever shot he wants? Like that sort of defense?
Yeah, that they just refuse to like pick up the guy coming off of a screen, a ball screen. They don't even switch it or hedge it. It's unreal.
Cleveland's a funny team, man. I honestly, throughout the course of that game, couldn't believe it was as close as it was. Because the Pistons are doing all the little things right, and Cleveland's just imploding because they can't seem to communicate on defense. They're not hustling. I'm shocked that game was as close as it was. I think the series is over. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on the Mid. As always, the show is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky's got you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back into the show. Pistons up 2-0. Love it, love it, love it. Let's Kyle Sandel take it away with the news.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Okay, let's get right into the news. Let's get this going quickly here with the Covenant Healthcare injury report. We got to let everybody know. Tobias Harris, he's fine. There's no injury with the hip. He's A-okay. It looked super scary for a second because it looked like on the initial replay a non-contact type of injury. Mitchell did have him shaken. Like, it was a really nice move from Donovan until you see the other replay. And Donovan Mitchell just grabs the hip of, which is a savvy move. You know, I'm a small guard. I know you kind of got to do that sometimes when you're blowing by a guy. And grabs the hip of Harris, and he just falls down, and I was so scared. I was like, oh, no. I started thinking about who's going to start next game. Like, I immediately went all the way there. He's fine, though. Stayed in the game. Didn't even leave.
I think my hip would hurt, too, if I tried to, open my hips up to move to the left and someone prevented that from doing it, or from happening. So, yeah, just a super unk moment for Unk.
Nick in the YouTube chat says Mitchell should be suspended at least one game for trying to hurt Tobias.
I don't think
I don't
it
know
was
about all that,
enough to warrant. I don't think he did anything dirty necessarily, but there definitely was potential for a, what do they call it, the hook? Yeah, he hooked around.
Definitely probably could have been called, but it wasn't, and whatever. Pistons
It was
won.
sneaky, man.
It was sneaky. Have you seen the odds, though, for this series?
I have not. I would imagine it's minus 290 for the Pistons. That's my guess.
Minus 400. However, have you seen the odds for Saturday's game?
Yeah, we're dogs.
4.5-point dogs.
I might just bet the Pistons right now, man.
This was 3.5. It has moved to 4.5. Cavs 4.5-point favorites in Game 3. That's at 3:10 on Saturday. Thunder Lakers follows it up at 8:40. Both Game 3s there. What do you like? Do you like the earlier slate there? Would you rather play later? A little bit of a gap between the two games I don't necessarily love. There's going to be like a 2-hour gap between games.
I'm okay with the 3 o'clock start.
3 o'clock?
I'm fine with that.
Really? On a Saturday night?
That's certainly not night. I guess by the time the game
No, but like
ends,
I would rather play Saturday night is what I'm saying. Give us like 6 p.m. on a Saturday night. I would like that. Whatever. Okay, let's go over the other game that happened last night. Thunder versus Lakers. This was pretty tight for a while. The Lakers got the first good Austin Reeves game since his return in the postseason, and yet the big second half from the Thunder lets them pull away to take a 2-0 series lead. 3 of the 4 series right now left in the NBA playoffs have been 2-0 in favor of the home team.
I don't think the Lakers have any sort of chance of coming back, just as much as I think the Cavs don't have any chance of coming back. It's really unfortunate, though, because LeBron's playing awesome.
Yeah, he's having a really good playoffs. He is.
And it's making me wonder, like, what does this look like next? Like, this can just keep going for a few more years, right? I mean, we were throwing around
Did you see what Mike
debating
Breen said?
No, what?
Mike Breen went on Russillo's podcast last week and said he thinks LeBron, like, legitimately, if he wanted to, could play 8 to 9 more years.
After last night, I don't think it's all that crazy. I don't think he could play like 70 games in any
Yeah,
season.
he was saying like he would still be like a role player at the end of that, coming off the bench, but like would still be like playable.
I think he might be right.
8 to 9 more years is unreal.
My favorite thing is when LeBron was in Cleveland and he was 31, and there's the tweet that's like, this sorcery can't last too much longer.
LeBron is in his 30s. This can't last much longer. Yeah,
10 years later.
Still does. But OKC doesn't care. They take a 2-0 lead, and I don't know if you saw after the game, the Lakers had a meeting at half court with the refs, whatever you want to call this.
Game?
After the game, it was like Reeves was he was the guy kind of leading everything. LeBron was there, a bunch of Lakers players with the refs from the game, and they were just talking. Like they were just, and the Lakers players were like harping on about stuff, and then JJ Redick goes to the post game.
I saw what JJ was saying.
Yeah, he said that LeBron is the most under-whistled superstar ever. Austin Reeves says he feels disrespected by the officials from that game last night compared to, what the Thunder get on the other side.
That's really all it is. It's in
Yeah, it's who they're
comparison to
playing.
what the other team gets.
For sure.
There's a double standard for the whistle that the Oklahoma City Thunder get versus what everybody else gets. Shea flops every time he tries to take a jump shot. It's crazy. He's more concerned about ending up on the ground than he is putting the ball in the basket. He just happens to be incredible at both of them.
I also thought that was funny last night because Mitchell, obviously, after game one, had a little bit of an issue with the whistle. And sure, him doing that, like, it worked out for him. He got to the line 9 times last night, which he'd only shot 18 free throws all playoffs before last night's game. But he said, like, oh, I don't flop. That's why. And he felt extra floppy last night. He felt certainly like every time he was driving and one of those floaters happened, if he didn't get touched very much, he was kind of selling it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it worked out for him. I mean, like, most of the time when you go to the presser and say stuff like this, as long as you're not trashing the officials, it does work out in your favor.
I think there's a difference between selling a whistle, though. Like, I thought what Mitchell was doing was fine yesterday, and doing what the Thunder do, which is like, no,
Yeah.
we're more focused on getting the whistle than actually, like,
You're not trying to
continuing our
shoot a
basket.
shot. Yeah, you're not trying to, like, score.
Yeah.
Mitchell was still trying to score, and he was making a lot of the one. I mean, he was good
He's a
last
tough
night.
player,
like,
man.
A lot of the,
He
I mean,
is.
those floaters he makes are like, those are difficult. You're bringing all your momentum to the basket, and then you have to have the lightest touch ever. Like, he was impressive last night, no doubt about it. But the star on the other side was certainly more impressive. Okay, let's flip to baseball. Tigers starting a 3-game series tonight with the Kansas City Royals on the road at Kauffman Stadium. Kiter Montero versus Chris Bubich at 7:40 first pitch tonight. Chris Bubich pitched against the Tigers earlier this season, gave up 5 runs. Tigers got to him. He's a lefty. Hopefully they can do that again tonight with one of their 2 starting pitchers on the mound.
I enjoyed their day off, honestly. I don't have to be annoyed with them. Now they're back into our lives. Look, I'm happy they're back on, but good God, they need to get healthy before it's like, oh yeah, the Tigers are back on tonight. It almost feels like oh no, the Tigers are on tonight. That's what it feels like right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the way, I mean, Kansas City has been sky racing up the standings since their horrific start. They were the worst team in the American League for a good amount of the season. They have lost 2 in a row, but coming into this series, but they are 4 games under 500. Tigers are 2 games under. Cleveland won again, so they are above 500 now. The AL Central has a team above 500. Woo! Good job, guys.
Still the worst division in
Good job,
American League
Cleveland.
sports.
Big series, though, for Detroit, obviously, to either get back above 500, get to it, and not allowing Kansas City to pass them, which is probably the more important mark. A couple more things in the news we found out right at the end of the show yesterday, and this is actually what Colin Cowherd led with. Aaron Rodgers is going to visit the Steelers this weekend. Yeah, he's going on an official visit like a high school athlete would do, except he played for this team last year. And he is likely to play for the team in 2026, it now sounds like. The fact that this is
What do you think
news...
he's thinking about? Like, as he's like, yeah, you know what? I think I will take a meeting with Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, yeah, dude, you don't have another choice. Nobody else wants you. Everybody else has their quarterback situation figured out already. What do you need to take a meeting with the Steelers about, you freaking bozo?
Yeah, I can't. I feel the same way as you. I can't believe just the headlines that come out about this guy year in, year out. Probably should have wrapped it up last year, man, because he didn't. I mean, he had a really bad playoff game, but the season he had as a whole was good enough where it was like, okay, he's not going out sad. I think he could potentially go out sad this year. He should have probably just called it.
I wanted to throat punch him after the Steelers game where he was like, yeah, you know, I do a lot of winning in this building. Shut up. Shut up, Aaron.
And then they did win. Yeah.
I'm getting worked up.
Yeah, no, I'll give you, let's get you worked down. The Minnesota Vikings have signed wide receiver Juwan Jennings to a 1-year deal worth up to $13 million. I feel like this is a pretty impactful signing. Jennings is pretty good. We talked about this earlier this week when we did the best remaining free agents. I think Jennings is a pretty solid player. He just struggles to stay healthy, and he joins a receiver group that already is pretty nice. Of course, Jefferson, Jordan Addison has been nice when he is healthy, just hasn't had the best quarterback play so far in his career. I think this is a pretty good addition for Minnesota, man.
I think assuming Addison, you know, is fine, which I don't know. I guess I'm not a Jordan Addison expert. He's probably the best wide receiver 3 in the league, right?
Jennings?
Yeah. Maybe Kupp.
Isn't
Well,
he?
or I guess
he's probably the wide receiver
Rashid
too, right?
is probably 3. He's more of a special teams guy. Jennings is like a true wide receiver.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
he's
who
probably
else?
the wider Isaac Tesla.
There really isn't like an elite group of wide receiver threes anymore. For a while, there was like some good ones in the
Parker
league.
Washington. He had a really good season
I think
last
Brian
year.
Thomas is the wide receiver 3 over there. But yeah, Juwan Jennings
might
joining
be.
the Vikings, which I think it's a pretty solid signing. So
Yeah, so for some reason, Vegas is just like super out on Minnesota. That's a team you and I are circling as a threat. Not saying it's the biggest
I might be
threat.
more scared of them than the Bears. Not gonna lie.
Really? All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mint. You know what? Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area with quality homes, appliances from refrigerators and washers to stoves, ovens, dishwashers, backed by friendly, knowledgeable staff that you can count on. They make getting the right appliance easy with delivery, professional installation, haul away for your old unit, and even financing options to fit your budget. Stop into Crane's L&M Appliance Center today and discover dependable brands and great value for every room in your house.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mint. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
What'd you say it was? Minus 400 that the Pistons were going to win this series?
Yep.
Minus 400. I think if the Cavs just stopped playing James Harden, like if it was just announced, oh yeah, James Harden sprained ankle out the rest of the playoffs, or hurt feelings out the rest of the playoffs, it might go up to like minus 300 for the Pistons. That's how bad of a player he has been.
It'd be good for Cleveland, you're saying.
It'd be amazing for Cleveland. Every time he's out there, the Pistons offense is just like, hey, where's James Harden? Let's get him in action because he can't guard any. Like, it's one thing to be a little bit older of a player and have slower feet, and then there's what James Harden's doing. It's where guys like Tobias Harris, who's an old guy in the league, are leaving him in the dust getting by him. Cade Cunningham leaving him in the dust getting by him. Then he tries to make up for it offensively, and Asar Thompson's just like, oh, I'll take that. Go-Go Gadgets arms his way in there and just rips the ball out from him. Bam, 2 points on the other way. It's hilarious how bad he's been. 32% shooting, 9 field goals, 11 turnovers, 1 for 11 from behind the arc so far in this series. I've never seen a player negatively impact a team the way that Harden has.
And we were talking about this pre-show. We're probably going to get the classic Harden where he's so bad for like 90% of the playoff series, and then he'll have like a 29-point game in game 3 or 4 for the Cavs hit like 4 threes.
I don't know. I think it would have to come mostly at the free throw line where he's just getting a home whistle. I don't think he can do it like he's so bad on defense, and that's just not changing. And then he gets the ball stripped from him all the time. It's not just like bad passing turnovers. Like that's what a lot of Cades have been in the past couple of years, where it's like
even in this playoffs, I think a lot of Cades have been that way. Just bad passes.
Yeah, passes that just get picked. Harden's just like losing the ball, like a middle schooler who can't dribble, who thinks he's a point guard. Like this is like the tallest kid who plays center, who wants to bring the ball up and just gets ripped.
That's
what James Harden is, and he's an all-world point guard back in the day.
I mean, even like obviously when Asar gets on him, that's when he gets the most fits. But it's not even been when Asar has been on him that he's doing all the turnover stuff. Tobias gets switched on to him. Duncan Robinson on him. Cade, of course, when he's been on him, has locked him up. Like, it's everybody. There's not like a mismatch for him on the Pistons. There's nothing he can exploit. Harden has always had the sneaky, because he's never been like this fast guy, but he's always had that quick between the legs dribble where he can blow by a guy. Like, he's had the sneaky quickness of blowing by a defender. He does not have that at all. And that's what made his step back so useful, is because he had the ability to blow by anyone. So you had to be prepared for it. And next thing you know, he hits you with a step back 3-ball. That's when he was so good. Now he can't use either of those effectively, and he can't dribble on top of it. Oh, and let's add in the fact that he's the worst defender on planet Earth. Like,
I don't know who he took that crown from, but it is certainly him right now.
I actually will. No, I will take that back. He is not the worst defender on planet Earth. He is the laziest defender on planet Earth. Because I think when he does lock in and when he shows effort, he has the ability to be okay. The issue is he never once does that. He never does that. He's so lazy.
I think when he was in Houston, there was like a defensive, he can turn it up a little bit.
I think so.
That is we're so far removed from that.
8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, like it's been a while since James Harden has shown any sign of life on defense. And I don't know if you caught this yesterday. At some point, I think it was in the second quarter, the F. James Harden's chant started in LCA.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He was just so pissed about being pressed. And I think he was just mad at how bad he was playing. And he started, getting upset that Asar Thompson, he was doing his flopping thing and got to the line.
I was so mad when Asar pushed him. I was so mad about that. Because I was like, Asar,
you're letting him get in your head,
This is the only, no, not even that. It's just like, Harden's been so bad. This is the only positive thing he's done the whole game. And you handed it to him on a silver platter. Don't push him, man.
You want to know when it was? It was when, I think it was Danis was trying to fight over the screen, and Harden got hit in the face, and they called a foul. And for like 90 whole seconds, he was just like, my ear. And he just kept doing this. And I think at one point I heard him saying, like, it's ringing. My ear's ringing. And he did this and just held his ear for like a good 90 seconds. It's like, come on, dude. Let's go. Let's play.
There was the play early in the game, too, where Asar got, I think it was Asar's first foul of the game. And he's just kind of looking at the official, like going to walk over to the official to get an explanation. And he bumps into Harden on his way over there.
Yeah.
And Harden just pushes him. Don't do that. Like Asar's just like, dude, what? Like,
what are you going to do about it, dude?
That's
you're going to turn the ball over a couple more times?
That's exactly what I thought. Like, if I have Asar Thompson in that situation, I'm legit saying, dude, what are you about to do right now? 36-year-old ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do to me right now?
You've been so bad in these playoffs, man. I'm not afraid of you anymore.
And then he bricked a shot on the very next possession. I was like, man, if I'm a star, I'm petty. I'm a guy. I am just in his ear after that.
Well,
man.
Asar's not really a talker. He's a quiet, reserved guy. I would have been telling.
He's not a talker, but he's certainly not like a quiet. Like, he definitely is feisty.
I don't know.
His brother's much more feisty.
I think he walks away from the stuff more than he goes at it.
Sure, but he's not like a reserved guy. I mean, he is the twin brother of Amen Thompson, who's probably a top 5 fight guy in the league. You know?
Yeah. Maybe he just
and
looks...
Amen at the game again last night.
He's turned into a Pistons fan.
It's awesome.
All the Lions have turned into Pistons fans.
Nobody was more excited when Asar Thompson made that three-pointer than Amen, man. He was so happy.
That was crazy. I will say, Hutch, haven't seen yet one game so far this season.
It was cool.
It was cool, but like, maybe pop out to the regular season games a little bit more.
Man.
He's
here for the playoff games. He's here when it matters most. Gibbs at every game.
All I'm saying,
right.
Gibbs and J-Mo are at all of these games.
Gibbs has been at literally every game. When Mitchell fell earlier, when he was walking off the court, hobbling off, he fell right in front of Gibbs. Like, he literally almost fell into his lap. Like,
and Gibbs was up screaming during game 1. When the play where Duncan walks up to Harden and is yelling at his face, there's a picture, and in the background, Gibbs is just losing his mind too.
Yeah,
Gibbs has been at all the games.
On his Instagram. Yeah,
J-Mo's been at all the games. Hutch, pop out to a few more games, man.
Hutch with the buffs too,
and the long hair. The long hair's back.
It was a good look for him, man.
It was.
Draymond Green popping out too. Great Lakes Bay region native.
For some reason, though, I think all the interaction I've had, people don't really seem to claim him around here. I don't really know what that's about, though.
I love Draymond. That's a hot take. I know a lot of people, and especially right now with everything that's going on with Draymond currently right now, I will always be a fan of Draymond Green.
I think Draymond Green is his biggest deficiency is that he doesn't see his own deficiencies. He thinks he's a flawless person, and I think he's so blinded by all of his flaws that it rubs me and everyone else the wrong way.
I still think it's fair, or not fair. It was cool to see him at the game last night.
Oh, yeah. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah. It was funny because they asked him, I heard they said this on the broadcast, it was the first time he'd been to a basketball game, a pro game, since he was a teenager. It's just weird to think about, like when you're in the league, like you just don't go to other games.
Him and Amen, those are two guys that probably could throw hands right at half court. Can we get those guys fighting during halftime?
That's scary. Who wins that? That's a good fight.
I think Amen.
That's a good fight.
Draymond's another one of those guys who's just like old. He's just an old guy, man. I'm taking Amen Thompson 10 out of 10 times. All right, 10 o'clock hour on the way. Live on YouTube, live on 100.9 The Minute, live on Facebook as well if you're watching that way. We appreciate you. More on Scott Boras and Tarek Skubal when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mint. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Tarek Skubal, we told you yesterday it was going to be 2 to 3 months. That was the initial reporting on this loose bodies procedure that was done in his left elbow. Well, none other than John Heyman, who's known to be 100% accurate in his reporting, #ArsonJudge is heading to San Francisco. He tweeted out yesterday, quote, Tarek Skubal elbow surgery was such a success he could start working out within days. And 2 months is even seen as a conservative estimate for the two-time Cy Young winner to return. 4 to 6 weeks possible. One relatively small loose body was removed. You read that, and ideally it's like, oh, wow. Like, awesome. Great news for the Tigers. And then I think about who it is. It's John Heyman, who's not necessarily known for, well, let's just say he's known for being a mouthpiece for the agents. Kind of got that repertoire in his bag. I start to think about it a little bit more. Scott Boras is involved in this too. And then I'm thinking in my head, I'm hoping this is true, but John Heyman plus a Scott Boras client plus an oddly glowing update where it's like the best case scenario, everything's great. I guess I'll just believe it when I hear it from the Tigers that he could be back that soon. Until he starts rehabbing, I don't know if I'm going to believe this report. I don't, to be honest.
Yeah,
most
this
Mark Ryan update ever. Everything's great.
I said this to you pre-show, but this feels like something Donald Trump would say.
It's true.
The surgery was such a success. It's actually the biggest success
in the
ever.
history of surgeries.
It's the best surgery ever in the history of surgery. That's the wording on this. He literally says the Tarek Skubal surgery was such a success. Okay, man.
You can start working out within days.
What are we talking about? Such a success.
Who the hell's working out within days
this
of
was the best
elbow
surgery ever. Like, what? Why do that? Like, it feels like you said. This absolutely feels just like a look how awesome. Like Tarek Skubal is not hurt at all. He is still deserving of a $500 million contract,
yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
There's no way he's going to have any chance of being injured. He's going to be back so soon, actually. He actually should be paid more than we thought he was going to because of how he's recovering from this surgery.
Yeah, and then soon enough it'll be like the Tigers just want to make sure he's 100% good.
Yeah, they're gonna play this out.
They don't feel a rush to get him back. That's how it's going to be. Like if I had to guess, Scott Boras was like, "Hey, John Heyman, I'll slip you scratch my back." I'll scratch yours, you scratch mine. If you just give the most positive update in the entire world, I want everyone to be well aware that this Tarek Skubal injury, no matter how it's feeling right now, about as good as it can possibly be. Just put that out there so everyone knows. Because if I'm Scott Boras, I have every reason to want that to go out. You get your client, some insurance that, no, don't worry. Everything's totally going to be fine.
4 to 6 weeks, is that what he said? Or is it 6 to 8 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks, which is crazy.
I mean, I just struggle to believe that.
I struggle to believe it too. I think this is way more leaning on the propaganda side of things than I do believing that Tarek Skubal's actually going to come back in a month or 6 weeks.
Well, and we say like the loose bodies. It actually is just loose body.
Yeah,
that's why the surgery was such a success. It was just one.
This is the best case scenario for Tarek Skubal.
Was this set up? Did they set it up to be like, oh no, he's going to be out for months. He might not return for the Tigers. And then they actually deep down knew like, yeah, this really isn't that bad.
No, because I don't know. I anything to do with Tarek Skubal and Scott Boras, I guess at this point, who knows, man? It feels like everything that comes out of that camp, there's a motive behind it. And it's frustrating that you have to kind of take a timeout and really think about it from all angles, when in reality, like any other player on the Tigers, it's just like, yeah, let's just take their word for it. Unfortunately, Tarek Skubal and Scott Boras have gotten to a point where it's like, I don't really believe surface level anything that they say anymore.
Now, nonetheless, though, like as much as we're saying that this is like a propaganda piece, this is good for the Tigers. Like, there's nothing bad about this for the Tigers, right? The surgery went well, and it sounds like he might be back sooner rather than later. That's a good thing. I understand that, yes, we're being blinded to it, and Tigers fans that don't necessarily know the Scott Boras, John Heyman connection there might just be like, oh, let's go. He's going to be back so soon. Like, they are trying to convince fans of this. But still, this is better than it being like, you know what, the surgery went bad.
How often do we get that update, though, across sports?
What update? The one we got?
No, like, the surgery didn't go very well. I feel like that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, but we get a lot. We get a lot of like, oh, yeah, he'll be back in 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks goes by. He'll be back in a month.
That's what I feel like we're
currently
going to be
happening
going
with Justin
towards.
Verlander.
Sure.
We're actually getting a real timeline here, though. We're getting like something put in front of our face.
Do we, or is it right now like the earliest we've heard is 4 weeks and the latest we've heard is 3 months? Because that's kind of where I'm thinking right now, where it's like, well, 4 weeks goes by and it's like, yeah, like we're just playing this cautiously. I think we're trending towards well, now you've put it in Tigers fans' heads that he could be back in a month, and realistically, he's not going to be back until 2.5 months. I think that's where we're heading, towards a frustrating path. Where like the Tigers are like, yeah, he's completing rehab, like we just want to get him back, and then Boris's camp is like, he could pitch tomorrow if he really wanted to. If push came to shove, he could pitch tomorrow. The Tigers are the ones that are holding him back.
The 2 to 3 month thing though was never like officially reported. The only reason that number was thrown out was because it was like guys in previous years that have had this similar procedure done usually run a 2 to 3 month timeline. That was reported by Jeff Passan. He never said like Skubal's going to be out 2 to 3 months. So they never knew actually how long he was going to be out. That's the only reason why I think you could believe this report. But of course, believing anything that Tarek Skubal's camp puts out, which this isn't them putting this out, but certainly there's some ties there.
I mean, it's leaking like it all connects back to them.
Yeah, how did John Heyman get this information? He's the only guy that has it. Jeff Passan didn't have this info.
That's what I'm really hell-bent on. Why do none of the local guys like Cody Stavenhagen or Evan Petzold have this information? Like, if they start reporting...
Because it was clearly given to John Heyman, like tactically given to him.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if
100%.
If national and local reporters were all saying like the same thing, yeah, we think he can be back sooner rather than later. I would imagine that's coming from the Tigers and Boris's camp, and that's why they're willing to write it. But the fact that it's just one John Heyman tweet, who again is kind of notoriously used as a mouthpiece for agents, that makes me be like, okay, until I hear this from the Tigers or some of the beat reporters, I think this is just Scott Boras talking through John Heyman's Twitter feed.
Yeah, because he tweeted before the surgery just saying he's undergoing left elbow surgery today. The belief is that Tarek Skubal could be back in about 2 months. That was his tweet prior to the surgery, and then, hours after he tweeted out, or it was actually the next day, tweeted out that Skubal is, the best surgery getter ever. He's actually the best at getting surgery ever. Yes.
His elbow is the most operatable elbow that's ever existed. Yeah, man. I would love to believe it. I would love to just be a half-glass full person.
It's all about the contract. 100% this is all about the contract. Because as much as I still think, Skubal's injury wasn't season-ending and shouldn't affect his contract that much, him having this injury certainly does affect the deal. It affects his upcoming contract he's going to get 100%. It makes teams a little bit more skeptical because it allows them to look at his career and be like, oh, shoot, he really has only had this 2.5-year stretch of being healthy. Like, he has been injured for more than half of his career.
Yeah.
And now this is added into it. Like, oh, man, do we really want to give that guy a 10-year contract? So that's the reason why this is being pushed out. No, he's not hurt. What? He's not hurt. He could be back in 4 weeks.
He
He's
pitch
not
tomorrow
hurt.
if you really needed him to.
He's still the Cy Young, too.
It's really just about getting those stitches out at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe this at all.
This is all on the Tigers. They're the ones that want to keep him out.
Yeah, anything to villainize Chris Ilitch. That has been the Tarek Skubal camp's objective for as long as I can remember. We're going to do everything in our power to make Chris Ilitch and the Tigers look like the villains. And the Tigers have countered that by being like, okay, we're just going to spend. Now you can't do that. Because now we're actually, people are on our side for the first time ever. No one's people are still going to be anti-billionaire, anti-Chris Ilitch always, but you can't be the cheap owner thing right now. They're spending money on the stadium, although it's still impossible to get food and it's super crowded concourse. I don't like that about Comerica Park. But the video board is...
Gotta get that in.
The video... it's probably the worst venue in of the 3 arenas and stadiums in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the oldest one.
It's the oldest one. Is it? Yeah.
Right?
When did Ford Field open?
Ford Field was after Comerica, right?
Not by too much.
Late 2000s, yeah. Or, early 2000s. Super Bowl was there in 2000.
It opened in 2002. When did Comerica open?
Comerica opened in 2000, I believe.
Yeah, so similar time frames. and the Comerica Park Open, which we can't call it Comerica
Yeah,
Park.
true. It's
going to
be switched.
Yeah, it's 2 years older.
Yeah.
I have no problems with Ford Field, though. It doesn't look all that cool from the outside when they do the aerial shots for, like, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, it's just Ford Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a dome. I mean, it's going to, and you can't really see inside of it. So most of the domes nowadays are like these weird half domes where you can still see inside of it even though it's covered.
Like SoFi. But, like, I think of, like, Minnesota Stadium.
Yeah, I was saying like Minnesota's.
It's beautiful.
Minnesota's
it's
is
gorgeous.
crazy.
Ford Field and Comerica are both weird because it's like you're not even close to due for a new ballpark or anything like that. But, like, they're kind of outdated. Although you don't really see new baseball stadiums just being built all that often.
True. All I will say, though, is
It's just so hard to get food there.
the more yeah, but there's not a bad seat in the house, though. That's all.
That
I
is
will
true.
always vouch for that. But about going back to the Skubal side of things, the more days that go by, the less crazy the way Chris Ilitch has handled this situation looks. You know? That's just it keeps happening.
I mean, you've
more
always
and more
said-
continues to happen.
You've always said you don't want to give him $40 million to pitch every 5 days.
It's not even that. It's not even the $40 million. It's I don't want to be paying him for 10 years. A guy that's been healthy less than half of his career, I don't really want to be paying that guy $40 to $50 million a year for 10 years.
when he's 39 years
The
old. at the end
6-year
of it.
contract that the Tigers reportedly offered him or whatever. Like I once again, I just don't think it's that crazy. And the more stuff that continues to come out, it's like, man, was somebody actually in the right here? I don't know.
The real question is there still going to be this headache nonsense situation after he gets the contracts? Probably not. But the last year, I mean,
What do you mean? Headache with who?
Skubal. I mean, it hasn't been a fun last year with Skubal.
After he gets his contract?
Yeah.
It's not going to be with the Tigers.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like, let's just face it. Everything off the field, it's like, it never stops. There's always something going on with this.
But it's all about the new deal. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, what you're saying. So you're saying with whatever team he signs with, is there still going to be stuff? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But shout out to when he went to all the Pistons and
Yeah,
Michigan
where's he at?
State.
He's injured. Come to the Pistons game, man.
Yeah. It'll
Oh, I
be his
love
second game of the
Detroit.
year. Yeah, the I Love Detroit bit was so good. All right, 989-837-6125. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, and we are live here on 100.9 The Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, I lied before we went to break. We will take a trip around the league coming up in about 10:30. You hear the name of the company all the time. We talk about it so much, but now it's time to dive a little bit deeper into it. Paula is the CSR marketing, does a little bit of marketing stuff for Answer Heating and Cooling as well. She's here with us in the studio. How's it going, Paula?
Hi, it's going pretty good. Busy out there with the road construction, though.
I know. That has been, it's thrown a wrench into the summer plans here in Midland, I would say.
A little tricky.
Little bit tricky. You still found your way into the
did.
ballpark, I see.
On time.
There you go. Answer Heating and Cooling. They've got a cool 50th anniversary coming up.
Yes, we do. We are going to be actually having 3 different dates that we celebrate the open house. And the first one will be tomorrow morning. And we are going to be out there from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Kona Ice will be there at 11. And the cool thing is everyone gets free Kona Ice when they stop out tomorrow. And then we've also got all kinds of games set up inside. We have registrations for different prizes. So not only can you get your free Kona Ice, you can then step inside. You can actually take a tour with one of our people there, owners or one of the managers will tour you. You get to play all the different games. And we have stuff for even the little kids with a duck pond. So we have something for everyone.
You're doing a couple giveaways as well, right?
Yes, we are. We have 4 great gift baskets along with a free duct cleaning service from our friends at Amnesty. We also have a free Halo whole home air purifier that we're giving away. And that is a retail value of $1,249, and that includes the installation.
So how are people, so people stop by the open houses. Is this a 50-50 raffle? What's going on? How do people win this?
They just come right inside and they put their name on the slip and drop it in the bag for that particular basket. They can enter for all 4 baskets. They can enter for the Halo, the duct cleaning. They can enter once every day if they want to come all 3 days.
Tell me what the Halo is.
The Halo is a whole home air purification system, and it attaches into the ductwork of your furnace above the blower. And this will kill germs and allergens and pathogens, and it gets rid of smells in your home as well. I have one in my own home. We have been selling those since 2000, and it's a wonderful product. It helps with, your dog smells or your smell in the house if you go away for the weekend and you come back and you don't have that stale, closed-in smell. So it's a great thing. It keeps colds and viruses at bay. I love it. I love it. We have them, and everyone in our family has one.
And you're giving 3 away for all 3 days, or just one?
Just one.
Okay.
So you can come every day and enter every day, and then we will draw the prizes, the winners, the last day. I think we were talking about doing it around 5:45 or something, or it might be a little bit after, just depending on the flow, obviously.
50 years, that's a long time, and it sounds like the story of how this company got started in the first place is quite the interesting one.
It is. Rick and Jerry, Jerry Kiffmiller and Rick Dvorak worked together in a heating and cooling business. They became fast friends. They decided to go out on their own. They started in a pole barn in Jerry's backyard. As they grew, they built their first location on Sorrel Road out by the airport. And as they grew out of that facility, which they added onto, we have been at our new location, our permanent address, I think, and that was since 2000, right on Midland Road, right when you come in or out of Midland, and we have been there since, again, 2000.
So I think when I hear Answer Heating and Cooling, it's obviously heating services, cooling services. What happens the in-between seasons? Like, what else do you guys have to offer for times like right now?
Right. Well, that's a great question, because as we were talking about weather on my way in here, one of the things that we do during the in-between seasons in the spring, you have to have it about 65 degrees to do the AC clean-in checks. And you obviously can't do a generator if it's raining. So in between the times there, we try to get the generators and the ACs done as weather permits. We might have to juggle the calendar a little bit for that. And that's kind of a slower time for everybody in this business because you're at the mercy of the weather, right? Mm-hmm. So we kind of, finagle around that. We will bring in-house training for our technicians during that downtime So that's when they can then get certified for different things, learn about new techniques and new product that's out there.
What would you tell someone who's like, well, I don't have anything wrong with my home right now, but also it's like, could be better. Like, what are ways that it can be improved that people don't even know about?
Well, one thing is maintenance. Yearly maintenance is the key. It will keep your equipment running more efficiently. It then is energy saving for you, and it will last much longer. You might hear, hey, I just bought a new furnace and air conditioner system. I don't need any maintenance. It's brand new. But that's what you want to keep it as, brand new. So you want us to come in and do that once over and check, because we can find something small and minor now that will prevent you from spending a lot more money later on down the road.
What's the best way to get in contact with Answer Heating and Cooling?
Oh, we have a great phone number, 888-HOT-COLD. And we have your answer.
That's awesome.
Just give us a call.
How did you land that one?
I'm not sure how they came up with that one, but we also have that cool little jingle, Answer Heating and Cooling. We are your answer.
Mm-hmm.
We've had customers sing us that on the phone when they call in. It's crazy.
How long have you been there?
Well, that's another funny little story, actually. I have known the Kipf Miller and Dvorak families for 44 years. My husband has worked there for 44 years. I've been there for 7.5. And I always joke and say, I guess we just couldn't get enough of each other, so I had to go to work with them every day. So we're together 24/7. But we have brothers and sisters and cousins and fathers and sons and husbands and wives, and it's a big family. It really is.
Family business.
Yes, absolutely, all the way around.
What is one thing that most people probably aren't aware that you guys offer that you think everyone should be dabbling in a little bit?
Well, a lot of people don't realize that we work on most every brand of equipment, and we will come and do maintenance. It doesn't matter that we installed it. We will do maintenance for you. We can do the repairs for you. We do the whole home generators, and our Briggs & Stratton generator representative will be there on Friday from 3 to 6, and that's next Friday, not today, next Friday. And then also our Daikin representative will also be there representing the Daikin equipment for heating and cooling, and he'll be there next Friday as well from 3 to 6. So we have air quality, we have generators, we have all kinds of different products that we do besides just heating and cooling.
Give me the dates one more time for the open houses where
Sure.
people have a chance to win some big-time prizes.
Yep. It's going to be May 9th, which is tomorrow, from 10 to 1. Kona Ice is there from 11 to 1. And then on Thursday, 5/14, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So on your way to work, stop in and grab some free coffee from Travelin' Tom's. And then on Friday, 5/15, from 3 to 6, we will have a food truck there, but he'll be there earlier in the day as well. So you've got an opportunity to eat lunch and come back and have dinner. And then, again, tour the building, meet our representatives, ask questions, win prizes. You can come all 3 days if you want to and enter for the prizes.
And where are you guys located?
We're at 8490 Midland Road, right in Freeland. If you're familiar with Riverside Restaurant or the other side, we're right on the opposite side of the road.
Well, I hope we can get some people stopping by
I
and
hope
looking for
so.
that prize.
We'd love to see you. We do a lot of our interactions over the phone, so getting to see people in person is exciting and fun to have everybody stop in.
Answer Heating and Cooling got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Even though it's springtime, it's that in between. Still have a lot to offer for
Yes.
houses in the Great Lakes Bay region.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we will talk to Paula maybe a little bit later on. Hopefully we can get an update on how the open house went.
All right, great. Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
having me.
Absolutely. Answer Heating and Cooling, your go-to spot to keep your home cozy all year long. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The. Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, here's a fun one for you. Not a quiz today, but nonetheless, we're taking a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, this one is kind of fun, kind of simple. Are you willing to jump on to these bandwagons before the season starts? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different bandwagons you can hop on. I'll elect whether or not I'm jumping on them. Kyle will elect whether or not he's jumping on them. The first
So
we're
picking things we're jumping on? That's what we're doing?
bandwagons, yeah.
Got it.
Number 1, the Dallas Cowboys. They got Pickens back. He signed that franchise tag, so they once again have top 2, top 3 wide receiver duo in the NFL. They're bringing back all 5 starters on the offensive line. We're fresh off of a... Why are you making that face at me?
The Cowboys jumping on the Cowboys bandwagon?
I'm asking you.
I just what a crazy one to start off with. I'm not saying you. It's just what a wild one to start with.
New defensive coordinator coming over from Philadelphia, by the way. Christian Parker, fresh off of making the world of Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell. Now he's got Caleb Downs to deal with. A.J. Brown is heading elsewhere out of the division. Saquon Barkley looks like he, didn't look the same last year. Who knows what version of him you're getting. Second place schedule. Javonte Williams, top 10 rusher last year. Like I said, bring back all 5 starters on the offensive line. This is basically asking if you're willing to zag on Philadelphia. And honestly, I think I am. I think I saw enough from Philly last. I rode them out the whole way.
I do think I am willing to zag on them, yes.
Do you remember? I rode them out the whole way. I thought they were going to beat San Fran. I thought they were the biggest threat to win the NFC other than the Rams and the Seahawks. And I went down on the ship with them. And now I'm now I see them for who they are.
Yeah.
I think they're a very flawed team that really lacks
I called
an
them losing
identity.
to San Fran, as obvious.
You did. I'm willing to bet on the Cowboys to be better defensively and still be a top 10 offense as they've been year in and year out.
Counter. Dak has been pretty consistently a year-on, year-off guy, injury-wise. Last year was his year-on. It's a little bit concerning.
You're just banking on him to get hurt.
I mean, that's literally how his career has played out, right? I'm just saying, that's at play here. They're going into the season with another contract situation with George Pickens. That's never fun, but it's always what the Cowboys do every single year.
But it's at least settled for right now.
And my big thing is hopping on the bandwagon to me is okay, this team has a chance to go on a run. Maybe winning the NFC East is a little bit different, but the last time the Cowboys played in the NFC title game?
In the 90s.
1995. It's been 30 years since America's team has played in the conference championship game. Not even the Super Bowl. Just been in the game. So I will not hop on the bandwagon because I don't think a Cowboys bandwagon exists. That's kind of the spot that I'm in. I don't even think it's real.
I think it's real. I think they're going to win the division.
Really? He's jumping on it.
How about the Chargers? If I just told you Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater are going to be healthy, plus they get Mike McDaniel, who's probably the best offensive coordinator we have in football now, that should probably be enough to just be yeah, I'll hump on the train. And I think it is for me. The only thing that's holding me back is that this is just a notoriously cursed franchise.
This is a tough one.
They haven't had a top 10 rusher since LT in 2007. Can Hampton do it with Jim Harbaugh at the helm? I think the answer is totally yes. I think this is my sneaky team out of the AFC going into the year.
And yet, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won?
0. I don't know how anyone expected him to win a playoff game. It's a miracle they even got to the playoffs last year.
But still, like, they just have. I'm not saying it's Herbert's fault, but like they're cursed, man. I feel like I've jumped on their bandwagon every year, and if I do it again this year, it's like, what am I even doing this for? But if I miss out on it, then I'd be really mad because I did all the other years. That's a good point. Sure, I'll do it. I'll go with you here. Why not?
I'm for sure on the Chargers.
Really
bandwagon.
good coaching staff. Losing Jesse Minter though, like can't rule that out. It's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Guy was probably the hottest coordinator in the league last year.
Yeah, him or Kubiak.
Yeah.
But you replace him with probably the hottest coordinator this year on the offensive side of things.
Could be.
Next team, final team I have for you, the Texans. They're not going to have a first-place schedule, which, honestly, look around the AFC. I actually think having a first-place schedule in the AFC is a good thing this year. You get to play the Patriots, the Steelers, and
Jacksonville.
But they play Jacksonville anyway.
Who's the other one? The Broncos.
And the Broncos, who don't have their quarterback right now.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. But the second-place schedule's the tough one, right?
Which is what the Texans have to deal with this year. They get David Montgomery in the building to finally give themselves a running back. It basically comes down to and obviously the defense is going to be immaculate.
It's going to be
again.
stellar, yeah.
It basically comes down to, do you think the rookie version of C.J. Stroud is still in there? And you know what? Sue me, I do. I think he's still in there somewhere.
Cancel him.
I think he's still in there. I really do. I think there was enough for me. There's enough for me as a rookie to really win me over. And I'm just going to hold out hope. And I might look like an idiot by week 8 when he has, 8 interceptions and 8 touchdowns. But I'm going to rock it. I think he improves this year. It'd be pretty hard to regress. He was terrible in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and the spurts of C.J. Stroud as a rookie have come out. It's not like he's just been consistently every week terrible, or else he probably wouldn't have a job. I would have said this last year, though. Last year, I would have been like, I'm willing to bet like I'm getting the rookie version of Stroud. It's now been 2 years in a row, and last year was the most concerning one. Year 2 was just like he took a step back. He had the sophomore slump. He'll bounce back. Last year was really the concerning one. Like, oh, man. Yet he's won a playoff game every year, which is crazy.
Weird.
And last year, he was terrible in that game. Stroud versus Rodgers last year in that playoff game was, at least in my lifetime, maybe the worst quarterback battle in a playoff game ever. Like, just in that game, they were both terrible. And yet they ended up winning, of course. I don't think I'm hopping on this bandwagon. I think I like the Colts roster a lot. I think the Colts are going to be back. I think Tennessee is, of course, due for some progression. Everybody's pretty in on them, at least getting better, not being some, playoff team. Houston and Jacksonville, I don't know. I think both of them are in kind of weird spots. Not that I'm out on them, but I'm certainly not buying into the bandwagon.
Well, speaking of the Titans, how about Cam Ward? A player bandwagon. Are you willing to hop on? Last 5 games, he was 8 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Keep in mind, his coach was fired 6 games. 8
interceptions, 1 touchdown?
Oh, I'm sorry, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception.
I was like, whoa.
Keep in mind, his coach was fired after 6 games. And the next 6 weeks were basically just a lost cause because they didn't have a real coaching staff.
Callahan just went back to the Bengals, right? Is that what he did?
I think so.
I believe he did.
He goes from that mess to Dable. And Robert Saleh on the defensive side, who should be able to clean things up there too. Dable, who's coached Daniel Jones, got the best of him. Josh Allen has got the best of him.
Dable drafted Dart, and Dart was fine as a rookie until they fired him,
They bring in Carnell Tate to be the wide receiver 1 in the draft. I'm very bullish on the Titans.
It depends on what their definition of bandwagon is. Is their bandwagon going above 500, going 9-8? That's probably it, right? They shouldn't be playoff team. If this team made the playoffs, it'd be kind of crazy, right?
It would mean Cam Ward was just awesome. I mean, could you win this division at 9-8?
But we're not doing the team. We're just doing Cam Ward. You're right. We're just doing Cam Ward. Because Cam Ward could have an awesome season. They could still go 6-11,
They could have an awesome season and go 8-9, and that'd be a great season.
Yeah. I mean, I have him in my dynasty league, so I kind of have to hop on here.
In that division, are we totally ruling out the idea of them contending to win it in the last month of the season? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I also think they still are the fourth place team going in, and that's hard to say. Like, you look around the other divisions in football, like,
Daniel Jones,
can
healthy
you
to
make
start
the
year?
right? I think so. Pretty sure.
I don't like that answer.
They got Anthony Richardson.
I don't know if I think the Colts have some bad juju coming their way after that trade they made last year.
I think they do too, but I think their roster is just definitely better than Tennessee's.
Maybe.
Colts defense should be good.
Yeah, we'll see. Not to say you're wrong, but
Yeah, I get it. I mean, they could just have a bad year. It happens all the time.
no first-round pick to improve upon.
Yeah.
Like, no rookie is a huge deal to me. Who knows what happens with Daniel Jones coming back from injury? Does he just
Cade,
end
what's
up
his face?
regressing?
All that money. Alec Pierce.
Yeah,
No Michael Pittman.
I don't know. I'm going to zag the Colts. How about this? Are you jumping on the Garrett Wilson bandwagon? 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons before injury screwed him up last year. He's got Geno Smith now, which I don't really remember. Like, JSN didn't break out until Smith left.
He had a pretty good year too. Like 2 years ago for JSN was pretty good.
He was good, but he didn't really break out until
Still had
somebody
DK
else
on the
was
team
in there.
though, you know.
I don't remember Smith over-targeting one person. You know, like Jacoby Myers literally couldn't get the ball, and then he goes to Jacksonville and is a huge threat. They pick up Sadiq. They get Amari Cooper. I think Wilson's going to be better, but I don't think he's going to get over-targeted, so I'm not going to jump on this bandwagon, even though he's an awesome, in theory, receiver.
Yeah, me either. I got a hot take about Garrett Wilson. I think he has become the, like, this year is his year guy, and it just never is his year. I think every single offseason we've done this with Garrett Wilson. This is the year. He gets overhyped. He's going to have a really good wide receiver year. You should draft him this high in fantasy, blah, blah, blah. And just look at the QBs he's played. Like, it's not his fault. Mm-hmm. The quarterbacks and just the offense in general. The Jets' offense has been terrible. But I'm out on this one as well.
Okay, there you go. That's Around the League, presented by Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether it's life or home or auto or physical insurance. It's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
You know, it always sucks to see, your loved ones grow old and not be able to do the same things they used to be able to do when they were young. Start to, move a little bit slower. That's James Harden, former MVP, future Hall of Famer. He's not good at basketball anymore. He's got a $41 million player option going into this offseason. Guess what? He's going to have to pick that up because nobody's going to want him anymore. The Pistons are single-handedly ending someone's, not prime, because it's not like he was still in his prime. But I don't think anyone put up washed allegations with James Harden yet. And then this series rolled around. It's just like, man, James Harden is better suited on the bench for the Cavaliers. It's hysterical.
I mean, no one had put up washed allegations yet, but the playoff allegations have existed his entire career.
That's true.
Like he had the one series against the Kevin Durant Warriors where they went to 7 games, and he was awesome. He hit that I think a buzzer beater 3 in the playoffs, that one on Draymond, like the crazy 3. He had that one series, man, and that's it. Like, he has been a notorious, terrible playoff player. You've been throwing out all the stats this entire series so far. Like, it has been bad for James Harden his entire career in the playoffs. So Cleveland should have expected this when they traded for him. They made a win-now move by trading for a guy who is just so bad in the playoffs. And on top of that, he's just not very good at all in general. He doesn't even run offense for them like they want him to because of how much he's turning it over. The Pistons are just extremely physical with him, and he can't handle it. It is a bit sad. Like, I know a lot of people dislike him just overall. He's always been like a player that a lot of people don't like. I was a huge James Harden fan when he was in Houston, like one of my favorite players in the league at that time. And so, yeah, it is kind of sad to watch. And then you look on the other side, and you've got Tobias Harris, who's 3 years younger. Like, let's not act like they're the same age. Tobias Harris is balling 20 points in 7 straight games, like
it
peaking
may as well
almost.
Be a 20-year age difference the way that they're guarding. Like, when Tobias Harris looks across from him and he sees James Harden looking him in the eye, his mouth starts to salivate. He's like, yes, free 2 points that I can go get in any way I want right now. Anyone on the Pistons is like, oh, James Harden's guarding me? Sweet. Your time to improve my stats. He's a traffic cone on defense.
It was the Pistons close to the fourth quarter. That's what they did, right? They just went at James Harden, and they were getting easy points out of it. That's how they were able to close this thing out.
And then on offense, he has more turnovers than field goals, 11-9 so far in this series, while shooting 1 for 11 from downtown, 32% from the field. I'll gladly be a part of, I'll gladly take it with a feather in, the Pistons caps. I say, my cap, like I'm a part of this Pistons team. Sure, let's just add this onto the season. We retired James Harden. Not, officially retired, but, the James Harden we once knew, that guy's gone, and he's never coming back. He's not good at that.
And yet he was almost an all-star this year. Probably should have been an all-star this year.
Probably should have been an all-star.
Had a really good regular season.
And the Pistons are basically ending the man we once knew as James Harden. I honestly, man, if they keep playing him and starting him and playing him in the fourth quarter, that's a win for the Pistons. That is how poor of a player he's become. He's helping the Pistons.
He's probably the Pistons' 4th best asset in the series right now.
I genuinely think if they benched him, it'd be a closer series for the Pistons. They'd have someone who's playing defense, or at least willing to, communicating. And if they were just willing to put him on the bench, I think maybe they win that game.
They can't bench him.
And they might have won that game yesterday.
He's making $40 million, and they traded for. They traded their young. It's something that they did. They can't do that though.
It's something their front office did. Kenny Atkinson didn't. Look, if I'm a Cavs fan, I'm like, yeah, that guy should have been on the bench yesterday in the fourth quarter. And if he was, I think we could have won that game. That's how poor he had played in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, he was that bad. They should have benched him, and they would have had a better chance. That's when the Pistons went on their big time run. And we talk about the age with him and comparing to Tobias Harris. I mean, look at the Western Conference playoffs. You got LeBron James at 41, and he's the second best guy in that playoff series. Oh, and who's the first best guy? The MVP of the league. And then you got James Harden. Is he a top 10 player in this series?
He hasn't been one.
No chance, right? I mean, no chance he is.
He hasn't been one.
Danish
through 2
Jenkins
games.
been better.
Without a doubt. Tobias Harris has been better. Danis Jenkins has been better. Asar Thompson's been better. Jalen Duren's been better. Even on his own team, Max Strus has been better. Evan Mobley hasn't even been good, and he's been better.
James Harden a minus 15 yesterday. Ugh. By far the worst.
Keep playing him, though, Cleveland. Why not? Just keep playing him. Let's keep going at him if you're the Pistons fans. I can't believe how. And did you see the thing where the Cavs players showed up in buses? Dan Gilbert, the Cavs owner, sent fans in buses to the arena just for them to lose. You didn't see this?
What do you mean sent them in buses?
He sent like 3 full buses of Cleveland fans to the game.
Oh, the fans. I thought you meant the players. I'm like, yeah, of course the players showed up in buses.
Fans.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Like 3-4 buses full of Cleveland fans all showed up. And there was like, the first time they scored, it was like there was a little crowd pop. And then they got shut down real quick. I thought yesterday was the best crowd that we had seen all playoffs.
There was a lot of crowd pop moments yesterday that probably made that feel that way. I mean, all the threes, 14 threes made. I mean, anytime a three-pointer's made, it's just going to be crazy. Danis hits another buzzer beater. Like,
Cade had a couple nice dunks.
Yeah.
The Tobias Harris dunking thing, once you said that out loud, I started tracking it. He had 26 dunks in the regular season. And I think after yesterday, he's got 11 in the playoffs.
He dunks so much.
Which never was his game. It's so weird.
Like, when he's attacking the hoop, I'm, like, expecting him to dunk. Which is just, like, it's always a two-handed dunk. It's the same dunk every time, but, like, it's a good dunk.
It's the baseline 2K animation dunk. Cade had a nice one on the baseline yesterday, too.
He did. Was that a dunk? I couldn't really tell if that should count as a dunk.
I think it was.
It was more so like a threw it in the rim kind of thing on that nasty in and out move. Oh, that was crazy. We got one YouTube chat I did want to mention. Chris says, any concerns about the fact that the Pistons have outplayed the Cavs in both games, yet they weren't able to put them away in either one?
What do you mean? They put them away in both games.
I'm assuming he's meaning like the Cavs were able to come back in both of the games. I'm guessing that's where he's going.
I mean, it's a game of runs, though. If you control 80% of the game and fight off the late push from the other team, like, no, I'm not concerned about that.
That's what I think is most important here, is that they have come back both times. Cavs tied it up in game 1. In game 2, they actually took the lead in the fourth quarter, and yet the Pistons were able to shut it down right away, get the lead right back.
I think the only thing that concerns me is, like, we're probably not hitting 14 threes again this series in this single game where you make 50% of them, or even the rest of the playoffs.
They also lost the turnover battle yesterday, too, which...
Well, thank God they hit as many threes as they did.
But, like, they should be able to not do that again. Like, with the way that Cleveland plays, we got to win the turnover battle.
Hey, I'll tell you what, dude, I'm getting a little bit hungry. And you know where the perfect place for lunch sounds? Pizza Baker downtown Midland. They've got the perfect pies. Perfect for lunch in my mind, because it's not too filling to where it's going to slow you down. It's a greasy pizza the rest of the day. That's not what this is. This is clean, fresh, made in-house sourdough pizza. Little bit burnt on the bottom, but not in a bad way. Just enough to make it a little crunchy. It's perfect. Melted cheese. I always go with the banana-roni with some banana peppers and pepperoni. And then, you know what I did last time? I asked for the hot honey glaze on top. Best decision I ever made. That was a game changer for me.
Glazed it up.
You found a new pizza that you keep going back to the last couple times.
Yeah, I just been getting the bacon garlic every time, man.
We did a little trade, which is something I like doing when you order pizza. Hey, I'll give you one slice, you give me one. The bacon garlic, also delicious.
I can't go back to anything else. I'm stuck on it.
Pizza Baker, downtown Midland, perfect place to stop by during lunch here on a Friday. It's Friday, man. Treat yourself a little bit. Go get yourself a za.
Yeah, Pistons are up 2-0, man.
You don't need a salad. Go get a za. Go celebrate the Friday. The weekend starts a little bit early. Yeah, that's downtown Midland. All right, when we come back, 11 o'clock hour, Pistons up 2-0. I'm going to guarantee the Pistons are going to the conference finals. Got a couple stats for you when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The...
Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Yiter Insurance, as always. I think it's an absolute lock. The Pistons are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Lock it up. They're up 2-0. And this Cavs team is imploding right in front of our eyes. They do not play defense. They do not communicate on defense. I think it's the more important part. Watch off-ball screens, how lazy they are trying to get through them. There's no communication compared to what is happening with the Pistons. They don't dive on the floor. They're not giving max effort. They're throwing lazy passes. They're getting mad at each other. It feels like every time the Pistons score. That type of team, I don't think can come back from 0-2. Especially against a team that, like the Pistons, that knows the secret. Talk about it all the time. Isaiah Thomas said the secret to basketball is it's not about the basketball. It's about the people. You go back to the first year they won the title. They traded a more talented player, Adrian Dantley, for Mark Aguirre because he fit the team better. Because Dantley was all in it about himself. He was mad that Rodman was getting more minutes. That's the secret. It's not about basketball. It's about all 5 guys in the court, all 13 guys on the bench having the same goal, no egos, nothing gets between them. Nothing gets between the team and the goal. That to me is the Pistons. Cade doesn't care if he's scoring or not. He doesn't have anything to prove to his teammates. They all believe in him. They all believe in him to be the guy that leads them to a championship. I don't know if a championship is happening this year, but one game at a time, right? They believe in Cade Cunningham because they know he puts in max effort on both sides, is not in it for himself, is not in it for the money. He just wants to win. And the team has embraced that. And the team has embodied that. The Pistons, all 3 titles that they have, is not because they had the more talented team. Hell, they played Shaq and Kobe in the finals, guys. They played Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. They got through all of those players, Magic Johnson. They got through all those guys because, not because they had the better player, not because they had the more talented roster, because they had more belief in themselves. Because they played more cohesion. That's this Pistons team. This Cavs team is the complete opposite. They have more talented players. They've got 4 guys on their team that have been all-stars at one point. And yet, one team is up 2-0 and one team is not. One team is self-combusting and one team is hitting their absolute max potential for what they put together in the regular season. And Danis Jenkins said something after the game that I thought was fascinating too. He said, yeah, us going down 3-1 was a wake-up call. And now we can finally play free and play like Pistons basketball again now that we've clawed our way out of that hole. So what we were talking about earlier this week of maybe going down 3-1 in hindsight was a blessing in disguise, I think Danis Jenkins kind of confirmed that last night.
And now they've ripped off 5 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just awesome to think about. And yeah, I think the most important part when you're talking about the Pistons having this 2-0 lead, can they blow it, can the Cavs come back, is comparing what the Cavs look like with their backs against the wall here, down 2-0, versus what the Pistons look like when they were down 3-1. And we still felt the same way. Like, I'm sure Cavs fans right now are feeling the same way that we did when we were down 3-1. Oh, the season's over. We're screwed. It's done. But the guys on the court, like Cade and everybody else, Cade kept the same composure, man. Nothing changed. Nothing was different. There was no finger pointing. JB Bickerstaff wasn't finger pointing at certain guys for blowing the series. They could have easily looked at Jalen Duren and been like, man, Jalen Duren is the reason why this season or this playoff is a failure. Right? And we got a really good YouTube chat earlier that I thought made a ton of sense just about the way that, Chris says, to think about how bad Duren played in round 1. Nobody on this team said or even implied anything negative about him when they came back. That's perfect. When you look at the Cavs down 2-0, yes, I get being down 3-1 is different than 2-0, but percentage-wise, coming back in a series, it's pretty similar.
93% when you're up 2-0. 93% chance you're going to
So you got a 7% chance to come back. Like, doesn't seem very likely. And the Cavs are they are scrambled. I mean, they are just upset with each other after every single misplay defensively. You've got all the vets on the team screaming at all the young guys on the team. Role players getting upset and annoyed with the star players because they're not giving their all. There's none of that on the side of the Pistons. And there was none of that even when they were down 3-1. And that's the most important part to look at, just the differences between these two groups. One of them is built to go on a run, and one of them is not, just from a composure standpoint. And luckily, the team that is the Pistons. Graydon, though, in our YouTube chat says, Cavs in 7. Be careful saying Pistons have this Detroit known for choking. Not a lock. Cavs in 7.
Who said that?
Graydon.
Come on,
Man, Graydon, are you a Cavs fan? What's going on here, man? Like, if you're a Cavs fan, it's different. But like, what from this series is telling you the Cavs are going to win?
Yeah, they don't have the best player. Their team is self-combusting. They're yelling at each other all the time.
JB Bickerstaff is running circles around Kenny Atkinson too.
For sure.
That is something that, at least coming into the series, nobody expected that.
Duncan Robinson's wide open on every three-point shot that he takes because no one's willing to communicate through screens. Like, maybe shots start falling and three-pointers start going in and you get a better whistle. All of that can happen, and it can, change when you go back on the road, or in Cleveland's case, back at home, who still hasn't lost a home game yet in these playoffs. You know what doesn't change? Communication. You either have that or you don't at this point in the year. That's not something you just magically come across. Oh, look, our team communicates really good on defense now. That doesn't just happen overnight. You either have that and have built habits from doing that through the regular season, or you don't. And the Pistons have done that, and the Cavs have not. And that's not just going to grow overnight. That was my biggest takeaway from yesterday, is like, we're just a better basketball team. Emphasis on the word team. Italicize it, bold it, highlight it, underline it. We're better team basketball than them. We don't have a more talented roster, but we're a better team that knows how to play together, that has the same common goal much more than Cleveland is. That's willing to communicate, not just on the court, but through problems and huddles. And, JB Bickerstaff's willing to call out his players. He said right to Duren's face, you're going to let Donovan Mitchell get a rebound over you? And you know what Duren probably did? Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to let Donovan Mitchell get a rebound over me. Because not most, but there's a lot of stars in this league that coaches are not allowed to talk to like that. And with JB Bickerstaff, there's enough trust there to where they're going to let him do his job and rip into them a little bit when they're trailing in these series. They trust him. They believe in him. I love that he can actually do his job where a lot of NBA coaches are not able to do that. Like James Harden cannot be talked to like that.
Kenny Atkinson can't go up to Harden and say, you're going to let Duncan Robinson torch you like this?
I don't think he can say that to Mitchell.
You're going to let Tobias Harris torch you like this? Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know about most stars, but I don't know, half of them, half the stars in this league, you can't talk to them like that. They'll get you fired right away. And I think in the case of everybody on that Cavs team, honestly, other than like Jared Allen, like, I don't think you can talk to Mobley like that. I don't think you can talk to Mitchell like that. I don't think you can talk to Harden like that without them shutting down and being like, screw this guy. I'm not playing for this guy. You don't have that with JB Bickerstaff and the relationship he has with the Pistons.
It's also just hard to see the Cavs winning 2 games in a row. Like, that's the part about this. That,
or a road game.
Like, I think they could, like, I'm not going to be shocked if they take game 3 or 4. They're favorites. They're going to be favored in both games, even if the Pistons go up 3-0. So
I don't know if I agree with them being favorites. I might just bet the Pistons for straight up in their road games.
You can disagree, but, like, they are, So they wouldn't shock me if they win game 3 or 4. Like, I'm not saying the Pistons are 100% going to sweep them here. But when this series does come back to Detroit, if Cleveland takes one of those games, like, do you think Cleveland's going to win a road game? Because they haven't.
No, I don't.
All series long. All the Pistons got to do is take game 3 or 4 on the road, which they were unable to do in the Orlando series. So, like, you got to get over that hump.
I think this is a different team.
I do too.
They seem to
I'm
have
just
found
saying,
their identity.
if we're going to do the whole, like, Cleveland hasn't won a road game thing, okay, well, the Pistons didn't win game 3 or 4 on the road either.
Yeah.
So the Pistons got to get over that hump. If they do, yeah, I'm with you. This is going to be a 5-6 game series max.
I don't know why it took them being down 3-1 in a series to start playing Detroit basketball again, but like this is the best I've seen them play the entire year. Even when they are throttling teams on a night in, night out basis, the intensity being this high and them still being able to deliver in the way that they are, where it's just like, yeah, now the intensity's higher and we're still going to outplay you when everyone's trying really hard because it's the playoffs. It's something special. I'll tell you what, too. Orlando, way tougher than this Cleveland team
100%.
Way
Name
more
a tough
invested.
guy on Cleveland.
I can't. Impossible. Max Strus, I guess.
Yeah, Strus is not
guys.
a bad one. He's not a bad one.
Their bench plays way harder than their starters do. Like, there's a difference. You can see it significantly when they have bench lineups in. It's like, oh, these guys are kind of feisty.
Allen is a tough player, but certainly not a tough mentality. Like, he's not willing to get in any sort of, like, I'm not saying you have to be
he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He is. And he plays tough, but he's a nice guy. And unfortunately, sometimes nice guys at playing center in the NBA
It
it's
doesn't
not
work.
it's not the best personality to have, you know. Graydon, by the way, letting us know he's a Pistons fan. He says, "I just got a bad gut feeling. I hope I'm wrong."
I hope you're wrong too.
We're laying it out for you, Graydon. You got to take our word for it. You got to trust us here, man.
I was thinking about that with Jared Allen last night. It's like Jared Allen in theory is a pretty nice player until he's matched up against an all-star center. I think he's been like a one-time all-star. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is like a very average player. He's like nice until he's going up against someone better than him.
He's
and then
fine.
He doesn't have a fight.
He's a good NBA center.
Yeah. He doesn't have any fight.
Above average. Yeah, but he just doesn't, like, the mentality for him is not there. And then Mobley, like, man, what has happened to Evan Mobley? Like, this is another thing. If I'm a Cavs fan, I have so many concerns right now.
Oh, you mean that their franchise player who's a big guy wants nothing to do with the rim?
And that, like, he's just as good as he was his rookie season, like, has just not progressed
At all.
This guy was an all-NBA player last year or the year before?
Last year.
Like,
He's second team
defensive
All-NBA
player
last
of the
year.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's unreal to think about how he's just stayed the same, which is really weird. Richard saying, no way Cavs win games 4 or 5, including one in Detroit. Detroit wins game 3, and it's either a sweep or a gentleman's sweep.
I'm kind of with that. I'm taking their money line straight up. I don't think the Cavs want it. They seem like they're ready to fold. They're ready to go belly up.
I think so, too. And they have so many, like, off-season stuff looming that people are just waiting to get to that always is going to hang over like a dark cloud. It's the same way like when Boston almost, like, it was going to game 7, it was like, man, if Boston loses this, all of the offseason stuff is just going to hit right away. So it almost feels like they're destined to lose because of that. It's the same thing here for Cleveland.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, 11 o'clock hour, brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yiter Insurance, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
989-837-6125. Have you seen this online debate going on right now about the Pistons and whether or not people call them the Stones? I've always called them the Stones. Not like always, but like that's always been a thing. It's like, oh yeah, you watching the Stones game tonight? I think you call them that too. I feel like I've heard that.
I have called them that. I don't do it very often, but like, yeah, it's absolutely a term.
And people
are saying it's not?
People are saying that's apparently this started on Pat McAfee or something like that. It's saying like nobody calls him that. That's
Pat
not a
McAfee
thing.
Created it? That's what they're saying?
No. Like they were having this debate with Halliburton on his show or something like that. I guess I don't really know. I just kind of saw it during the break of people are saying no one calls the Pistons the Stones. Like a lot of people call them the Stones.
Yeah, I think a lot of people call them that. It absolutely is a term, a phrase used to describe them. A nickname, you could say.
Do you like it? I like it.
I've never really used it. Like I've always just said Pistons. Not saying that like I dislike it. I've never been a person that uses it very often.
I'm trying to think of other like people call the Warriors the Dubs. People call Cavaliers are just like the Cavs.
But that doesn't count. No. I guess Stones though is pretty similar to Pistons. So like sure, I guess Cavs counts. Yeah, but no, but it's like says Cavs on some of their jerseys. No, that one doesn't count.
I'm trying to think of other ones like this where you like only take the certain part of like you basically like shorten the actual name.
Right. Like you could start calling the Mariners the Ners.
This is like the Sixers. It's not the 76ers.
Yeah,
Everyone just calls them the Sixers.
Sixers is a good one, yeah.
The Timberwolves. People just call them the T-Wolves.
T-Wolves.
The Wolves.
Yeah.
But it's somewhat different. I don't know, because Stones and Pistons is just like completely different in a way.
People call the Wizards the Wizards.
I think only one person does that.
Trailblazers are just the Blazers. It's definitely a little different though. Like it does because it's not this. It'd be the Stuns if it was.
I can't believe like nobody.
The Mavs.
There's like a lot of people that are saying like, yeah, I've never even heard of this. Like what? I feel like
you just
all
don't know.
My friends call them the Stones.
You just don't know anything about anything then.
Who said that?
Yeah. 1 second.
Most of you guys don't know really much about anything.
Thank you, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Who wasn't at the game last night, by the way. Right? He wasn't there.
Honestly, he's been to enough games to where he can be exempt.
He was at game 1 of this series. Yeah, he's allowed to miss a game.
And he shows up throughout the regular season. I think, I'll tell you what, J-Mo and Gibbs should be like between the benches, courtside. They're there enough to where they've earned those seats. Hutch, I don't know, man. I don't love that.
I don't understand this like anti-Hutch thing you're doing. You love Hutch.
I love Hutch, but it's just like, oh, I'll finally show up to a Pistons game. It seems like all my buddies are there. It's like, you really care about this team, or are you just doing this because you saw it looked fun? That's kind of what it feels like from Hutchinson.
Look, all I'll say is, man,
I've never seen him at a Pistons game once until yesterday.
All these NBA teams, Madison Square Garden, you got Chalamet, you got Jenner, you got
I present
Stiller.
you the Lions.
We have the Lions, and we have NBA players. We turned two guys who are actively in the league into Pistons fans.
A man in and
like
Draymond.
Draymond, I don't think was like cheering for the Pistons. Maybe he was last night,
but for sure was.
But there wasn't like they didn't like show him during the game like cheering for them.
You think he was rooting for James Harden?
True. Every time they showed Amen Thompson, he was like cheering like crazy, cheering his butt off.
You think he's staying with Asar this week?
Gotta be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
going back and playing some 2K.
Assuming that Asar Thompson doesn't just have a studio apartment, like I would figure that Amen is staying with him.
Maybe that's why Asar's been playing so good.
What if he goes to Cleveland?
I bet you he does. What if that's why Asar's been playing so good? It's just like, yeah, me and my brother are back. We're just playing 2K after the games. We're living it up. He's loose. He's feeling free. He's got his bro back in his life. His twin in him. Anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I come back, when I would miss a show every once in a while.
And then you're back.
Like once I come back, it like elevates you.
Yeah.
Like makes you play better, makes you host better.
Well, the alternative is John's like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I don't watch the Lions. What? You want me to talk about the Lions?
I don't know. I don't even know how to transition out of that. So I'm just going to all right, let's start a new segment.
Okay. Good transition.
Thank you.
Good hosting.
Thank you. We got an update on Tarek Skubal. Although I don't really know if I believe it, and that's kind of the unfortunate part about this. Initially, we heard, most of the time when you get your loose bodies removed from your elbow, it's like 2 to 3 months. The And then yesterday we find out from John Heyman, he reads this like Chat GPT tweet. It's just like, Tarek Skubal's elbow surgery was such a success. He could start working within days. And 2 months is seen as a conservative estimate for the 2-time Cy Young winner to return. 4 to 6 weeks is possible. One relatively small loose body was removed. So it's basically like, oh, everything is popcorn and rainbow and candy. Like, this is the greatest thing of all time. It was the greatest surgery in all surgeries. And I don't know, John Heyman, kind of known for being a mouthpiece for agents. It's Scott Boras. He has every reason to be like, hey, go tell everyone this surgery was perfect. Tell them it was the best case scenario. We don't want this to infect the injury or the contract whatsoever. And now I fear that it's not that I don't believe this. I'm just hesitant to believe anything until the Tigers give us a timeline themselves rather than John Heyman, #Arson Judge is heading to San Francisco. I personally am going to like be a little bit more cautious about buying into Tarek Skubal coming back in 4 to 6 weeks.
I'm with you. I don't necessarily know if I choose to believe that. Now, like I said earlier, this is still a good thing for the Tigers no matter what. Like,
I think it's a nothing.
But, like, it isn't a bad thing, I guess is probably the better way of wording that. This isn't bad. This could have been worse. This could have been like, yeah, he's going to be out 2 to 3 months, and then actually if he's out 2 to 3 months, then it might be a little bit more extended than that.
I think this is worse for the fans, though, because there's definitely some fans that are just like, oh, he'll be back in a month. And then a month goes by, and it's like, yeah. Like, I think.
What if he actually is, though? You know,
that'd
like,
be awesome. That'd be great.
I mean, it still is the best pitcher in baseball at the end of the day, being reported that he's returning sooner rather than later. Now, I'm totally with you in the fact that this is the most political tweet of all time. Like, the way that this is worded. Oh, he did so good. Like, he was the best surgery ever. And
Greatest surgery of all time.
He's so going to be back way sooner than anybody thought. You know, like.
Went to the GOAT surgeon.
Okay, man. And he's the GOAT at getting surgery on.
And his elbow's the GOAT elbow of surgery
and his
elbows.
agent, by the way, is the best.
Yeah,
like
I'm calling BS on this
That's how
one.
this tweet is worded. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking this with a grain of salt. But I still think this is, at the end of the day, it's not bad. This isn't a bad thing for the Tigers when most Tarek Skubal, Scott Boras things in the last year have been bad things for the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I'm selling my John Heyman stock after a tweet like that.
But it's a good point brought up by Chris earlier in the YouTube chat. He says the problem is there's really no historical timeline for loose bodies. We know how long an ACL or Tommy John takes, but what the hell is a loose body, and how long does it take to recover from one? Yeah, I mean, there's been the couple guys that, you know, Jeff Passan said, they were out 2 to 3 months, but, like, it also depends on how many of these loose bodies you have, I guess, because Skubal just had one of them.
Allegedly.
And it was apparently a small, not impactful one, the way that John Heyman says.
Yeah, like he said, he was the greatest surgery of all time.
He had the loosest loose body ever.
And it was the smallest
Or would
loose
it be
body ever.
would it be the tightest loose body ever?
It was the smallest. It
The
was the
least-
smallest, most operatable loose body that's
The
ever
least
existed.
loosest and smallest loose body ever. That's what it sounds like.
I think we've lost the plot here. 989-837-6125. Looking for financial advice that actually makes sense. Got to meet Doug Cellini of Kingsview Partners right here in Midland. Former teacher and coach, Doug breaks down all the complicated stuff, makes it understandable for people like me and Kyle. He helps families and professionals build clear game plans for their money so you can move forward with confidence, not confusion. That's Doug Cellini, Kingsview Partners right here in Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's see what's going on in the world of sports. Kyle with the news.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Okay, we're right back into the news, Ben. Tigers back in action today as well. Kicking off their 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals. I know we've all really enjoyed the time off from the Tigers. The one day we got. But they're unfortunately back in action tonight. This team has not been very good as of lately. Luckily, a guy that's been pretty good for them, and Kaider Montero was on the mound. He's facing off against the left-hander Chris Bubich. That's at 7:40 tonight. Tigers are right now 18-20. Kansas City at 17-21, so they have a 1-game lead over the Royals. Both of them trail the Cleveland Guardians, who are atop the AL Central, at 20-19 on a bit of a win streak right now as well.
I still think it's plausible that whoever wins this division might be 500 or worse. It's at least on the table.
And it'd be crazy. I mean, it
Never
definitely
happened.
It's definitely on the table. I just like there's just no way that happens, right?
If it's gonna happen in a division, it's gonna be this one.
I hope not, man. Okay, let's get to some more interesting news, non-local news here. One of the projected top picks in this upcoming NBA draft, Darren Peterson out of Kansas. He received a lot of criticism this year for missing a lot of games. He missed a ton of games early in the season, ended up playing most of them down the stretch for Kansas, and a lot of those were due to cramping. Well, he let people know this morning that he believes that the cramping injuries came from a lot of high doses of creatine that he took throughout the season. Ben, are you on creatine?
I am on creatine. Probably not as much as he was.
Yeah, he said high doses.
And it sounded like his body just naturally produces a high level of creatine, so then taking additional amount was causing, like, he said he thought he was going to die one day because his entire body was cramping up, and they took him to the hospital to try to get an IV on him because creatine dehydrates you. You got to take more water when you're on it. And he was cramped up so much everywhere that they couldn't even get an IV in him. That's scary stuff, man. So I guess his season makes sense now. Everyone was so mad at him and called him some nasty stuff. It's like, oh, this guy's uninterested in playing. It's like, I think he was just scared.
And it makes sense, too, because a lot of the games he did miss, he would, play, 15 minutes. He'd play the first half, and then at halftime, he would sit out the rest of the game.
I don't blame him if it's like, I kind of feel my body cramping up if it gets as bad as it was 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty scared about what's going to happen. Dude, this could have, obviously derailed his entire season. Hopefully this doesn't derail his entire career.
Yeah.
I know he's not on creatine anymore, but the
I was going to say, did he stop taking it?
For sure. But just that in the back of your head of anytime you feel any sort of cramp, that PTSD of I feel like my entire body's about to cramp up. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Man, that sucks, man. It really sucks for this guy.
Yeah, he said that he had never taken creatine prior to going to college. So this was new for him as soon as he got to Kansas and got into the program there to try to, of course, build some muscle, build some strength. And after the season, he took 2 weeks off. They did tests and showed that his level was already really high. So, yeah, it makes sense. Ugh.
You on creatine?
I'm not. And it's something that I'm not, anti. I've always been, thinking about doing it. I just never have. And people, I've been recommended it a lot. This story makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't do it.
Yeah, maybe no.
But I just never have. It's always been something I'm like, I'm gonna start doing it, and I just never really get around to it.
Apparently, makes your brain a little faster too in the mornings.
Oh, so it makes you smarter. Are you still allowed to say you're all natty if you're on creatine?
Yeah, I think so because creatine's a
Yes, you are.
natural substance.
Yeah.
You're just putting more of it into your body.
I'm still all natty though, so.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
I just wanted to let people know that, Okay, more stuff going on in the news. NBA news on the other side. The Knicks are in Game 3 tonight against the 76ers, and they may be without one of their better players. OG Anunoby has a hamstring strain. He is listed as day-to-day right now, which is, of course, very important. A hamstring strain is something serious, no doubt about that. Checking the injury report right now. Yeah, still questionable with that hamstring injury. Mitchell Robinson is also game-time decision with an illness, and Josh Hart is a game-time decision with a thumb injury as well. No update on if Joel Embiid is going to be playing, so a lot to be figured out before that 7 o'clock tip tonight between Sixers and Knicks.
I think if OG Anunoby's not playing the way that he has been playing, that's a pretty big loss for the Knicks. If he's out for a significant time, like if he's going to miss multiple games, I think that gives the Sixers some life to get back into this series, even though 2 days ago I thought it was done.
They almost won game 2, man. Like, they played really good. I mean, if I'm New York, you probably don't play him, right? You need him. I mean, you absolutely need him. You're up 2-0. You're up 2-0. I think you're willing to just take the risk, especially if Embiid is out, then you for sure don't play him. But I try, if I'm the Knicks, to play as long as I can without him.
I think either way you don't play him. You don't want to deal with the hamstring.
Yeah, I mean, you just need him against the Pistons, though. Like, that's all I'm thinking about.
That's the Cade.
You have to have him. Yeah, 100%. So
go ahead and put Mikal on him. We've seen how that plays out. That dude is too small to guard Cade Cunningham. Too small. Cade goes right through his chest. OG can't really go right through his chest. He's a big dude.
Yes. Knicks Sixers tonight on Prime is at 7. Philly's favored in this one. They're 1.5-point favorites to beat New York. Obviously, it's back at home for the Sixers. I would assume this is implying that Embiid is likely playing, right? With this line? I mean, at least the line is being considered that way, I'd figure.
Yeah, that would be my guess, too. My guess was like, hey, man, we know Embiid's just never going to be 100%, so let's give him a day off so we can play him in the next game. That would be my guess. Maybe that's just how they strategically don't play him and play him.
And they almost won without him, but like, being down 2-0 is obviously a lot different than 1-1 going back into this.
Here's my question. Do you trade Joel Embiid this offseason?
Trade him.
Knowing that, dude, we just can't, we can't rely on him. We don't know. He literally cannot ever, for the rest of his career, play a playoff series where he's getting big minutes. Or is this hey, Joel, we want you back. You're never playing more than 15 minutes a game, though. Or 20 minutes a game. You're coming off the bench.
I still don't think anybody's trading for him. Like, we can say Philly should trade him. Who's trading for him? Like, as good as he is, why would you ever trade for that? He's on an absurd contract and played 36 games this year or something like that.
I think if I'm Philly, though, I'm telling him he's coming off the bench next year and playing 15, 20 minutes a game. It's the only way his body would hold up in a playoff series.
I mean, they kind of did a good job of it during the season this year, of getting him ready for the playoffs.
But now he's playing big minutes.
But then yet he got appendicitis, it's all so fluky with Embiid. Then the other game tonight, Spurs Timberwolves, that's at 9:30. Series tied up at 1-1 going back to Minnesota. Spurs 4.5-point favorites. Really? I know Anthony Edwards is still coming off the bench. Ayu Dosunmu returned for Minnesota last game, but only played 10 minutes, extremely limited. So that's probably explaining the line there. But, man, 5-point favorites on the road when it's 1-1 for the Spurs? Interesting.
I love this series. I love everything about it. I can't wait for 9:40 tonight.
Did you see Skip Bayless was on First Take today?
I did. Really cool.
I'm really going to have to... I want to go rewatch the whole show because I'm just seeing clips of it right now while I'm on ESPN website, and they're talking about the Cowboys. They're talking about the Knicks. I mean, this is...
He gave out his top 10 NBA players of all time. You want to hear it?
Who did?
Skip.
Sure. Wait, his top 10 NBA players ever? Oh, this is probably an all-time episode of First Take.
Number 1, Michael Jordan. Number 2, Magic Johnson. Number 3, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 5, Tim Duncan. Number 6, Bill Russell. Number 7, Kobe. Number 8, Larry Bird. Number 9, LeBron James. Number 10, Wilt Chamberlain. It's just, it's so good.
It's so on. Nothing will ever beat the clip of, I know this isn't Skip, but this is just making me think of this, when Mad Dog was on First Take, when JJ Redick would go on First Take, and the Bob Cousy clip, man.
Oh, the Bob Cousy clip.
Yeah, the Bob Cousy clip is still my favorite.
I like when
the Julius Erving one is so good too. Like, well, Giannis couldn't score on Julius Erving.
No, my favorite is Mad Dog talking about the top 5 centers of all time. Have you seen that one?
Oh yes.
Moses Malone?
Because it's just Stephen A. and Jay Williams reacting to that. Yeah, it's so good. Okay, I can do Will. Moses Malone's better than him. Oh, come on.
I don't even know who they're talking about. Is it Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq. He said that Shaq is like not a top 5 center ever or something.
Williams starts literally praying.
So good. John says, did they talk about The Dark Knight? No, they should talk about like The Odyssey though once it comes out. They should give a movie review of that. The clip that I'm seeing right now is Skip Bayless says, I'd rather be a Cowboys fan than a Knicks fan. That's the argument that they were having when I was looking, because he is a Cowboys fan. And of course, Stephen A is a Knicks fan.
What was the topic they were doing?
He said, I'd rather be a Cowboys fan than a Knicks fan.
Okay.
Like that's the type of episode that they are having, which is a pretty awesome.
989-837-6125. We will do our 3 traditions to close every show when we come back. Looking for something fun to do right here in mid-Michigan? Go Great Lakes has you covered, from festivals and live music to outdoor adventures, great food, and family-friendly events. GoGreatLakesBay.org is your one-stop guide for the Great Lakes Bay region. Whether it's a weekend plan or a last-minute idea, get out, explore local, and go Great Lakes.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
We've got 3 traditions to close out every show. The first of which is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
We're going for something kind of crazy today, aren't we?
More than kind of crazy. Historical, you could say.
Wow.
Some could say the best ever. The best lock of the day ever stretch there ever was. Sorry, I was doing a Tarek Skubal surgery thing. Yeah, Ben has a chance to break his record for most days in a row hit in lock of the day. He's hitting 4 straight days. Now, a little bit of a caveat there. One of the plays was just canceled. It wasn't a push, though, so this still counts. The Joel Embiid, he didn't play, so it just gets wiped out. 4 days in a row, going back to last Friday, you hit Danis Jenkins to get 10 points last night. Pretty easy. I mean, he missed his first couple shots, and I was like, oh, man, I don't know if he's going to keep shooting. Like, he's missed, like, his first 3 or 4 shots. No, he just got hot, man. And he just gets hot at the end of these quarters, too. So that was pretty cool to see.
Remarkable.
Ben is 2.4 units up on the week. He's 2.8 units up in the start of May. And he is, more importantly, a perfect 3-0. You've hit 4 days in a row 6 times in the history of Lock of the Day, going back to last year. Never once, though, have you hit 5 days in a row. This is always where it seems to fall apart.
It's also like somewhat of an asterisk of a perfect week since we got one that didn't count in the middle of the week.
The perfect week asterisk, but the 5 days in a row, no asterisk. Because you hit last Friday, too.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the new strategy. I got to give locks rather than stuff that's plus odds. I was always so determined to give something that was plus odds. Well, it's plus for a reason. So today I'm going with Tyrese Maxey to score 25 points, which is minus 122.
Yep.
He has scored 27.7 points per game in home games during the playoffs so far. I think whether or not Joel Embiid is playing is irrelevant. You have to live and die by Maxey at this point. And I'm not, especially if OG's not playing, I don't think there's anybody on the New York Knicks that is quick enough to hang with Maxey without fouling him. So I think he's going to be able to put up more than 25 points in this one. So I'm going to go with Maxey 25.
Yeah, another minus pick. You've actually given out all minus picks this week, which looking at it here, this is the first time since the first week of December of 2025 that you have given out all minus odds picks, and it's working out for you. Sometimes the minus odds ones are, like you said, they're minus for a reason. I got to tail this, right?
You can do whatever you want.
I mean, I feel like I got to. Or do I fade because you've never hit 5 days in a row and you're just cursed to do it?
That's kind of what I figured you were going to do today.
Right, and it's 100% what I'm going to do. I'm going to fade. I'm going to fade 4 days in a row. That's pretty good. You've already won the week as well, but it's going to fall a little bit short.
All right. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
It's golf season. It's nice outside today for the first time in forever. And if you're looking for new places to play, look no further. Apple Mountain in Freeland, where every round comes with a side of scenic perfection. Championship level course, beautifully maintained, just the right mix of challenge and fun. And when you've wrapped up 18, head to the Apple Mountain restaurant, the perfect place for casual elegance and spectacular views. Whether you're playing for score or just soaking up the atmosphere, Apple Mountain is your place to unwind, recharge, and enjoy the game. Apple Mountain in Freeland, minutes away, but miles from ordinary. Tradition number 2. Game of the day.
Game of the day.
You know, with the injuries, I am really intrigued as to what's going to happen with the Sixers series. Is Embiid going to play? Is OG going to play? I still feel like, you know, there's some life left in the Sixers, but like they got to maintain Embiid. That's interesting, but I don't think anything's topping what's going on in San Antonio and Minnesota. This might be the best second-round matchup that we have, especially if the Pistons continue to beat up on the Cavs the way that they've been doing. I don't know how this series is going to go. I have no idea anymore. San Antonio looked like they mass murdered everybody in Minnesota in Game 2. They got punked in Game 1, and that limited Edwards. Minnesota Timberwolves were able to come out on top. I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, and it's the only series that's tied up at 1-1, too. So that's kind of what makes this so good. The closest line for the night is the Philly-Knicks series, but like you said, it's hard to predict. I mean, if Embiid doesn't play, then I don't really want to pick that as game of the day either. So, yeah, this is one of those games, too, that I'm actually going to get to watch the full one because it's on late, and it's a Friday night, so I'm going to stay up because I don't have to wake up early tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's probably the game of the day. I'm a little upset, though, because I told you my plan, right, that I was going to take the Timberwolves to win the series after they lost Game 2 because they were just obviously going to lose Game 2 after going up 1-0. It was plus 250 that I got them at. They're plus 350 right now. Nothing has changed. I did that yesterday. There hasn't been a game in between. It's gone up to 350, and my cash out is way worse. I can't cash out and rebet it because my cash out's terrible.
Why do you think that is?
I have no clue.
Everybody's just pretty confident in the Spurs to be able to finish this thing.
There hasn't been any new
game,
injury news, right? There's been no new injury news.
No.
I don't know. I'm upset about that. I want to get it at plus 350. I'm not going to rebet it because that's just kind of dumb.
Who is the most intriguing player left in the playoffs?
LeBron.
Legacy the most on the line.
Oh, legacy the most on the line?
Legacy that can be impacted the most the rest of the playoffs. I think it is Wemby, right?
No.
Or is it Brunson?
No, it's not Wemby.
Is it Brunson?
I think it would be, I think, you know who it actually is? It's like Embiid. If Embiid is healthy and the Sixers come back and beat the Knicks, then, but let's just not count the Sixers or the Cavs because they're down 2-0, or the Lakers.
Okay. So half the team.
Yes. Because I would just say LeBron, but most legacy on the line. I mean, if Shea goes back-to-back years MVP, finals MVP champion, does the big 3 2 years in a row, that's pretty legacy impacting there.
Yes, but also the more and more they keep winning, the more people hate Shea because they see the tactics that team is pulling off. It feels like the approval rating for Shea is continuing to go down.
I'm going to change my answer, actually.
I think it's Wemby.
It's Anthony Edwards. Because if the Timberwolves beat Jokic in round 1, and then they beat Wembanyama in the Spurs in round 2, and then they beat OKC in round 3 and go to the finals, that's one of the greatest runs we've seen.
It's like a Dirk 2011.
Yeah, it's like
run.
an absurd run, and that's on Dirk's entire legacy rides on that season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Edwards is the answer. And I don't think there's anybody on the Pistons, unfortunately. I don't think
there is either.
I don't think I think guys that are in their first or second year of a run, it's hard to impact their legacy that much because if they lose, it's not that big of a deal. If they win, then it's OMG, yeah. But
I think there is a Wemby scenario to where if he can truly get to the finals, it all of a sudden becomes no, everything we thought of this guy as a prospect is becoming true. He actually might be one of the best players of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
All of a sudden, if he can go on a run here and win this series and end up in a finals and beat it, if he's the one that takes down OKC, the villains of the NBA, a team that no one respects or likes right now, if he's the one that's F these guys, we're taking them down, and he actually does it, I don't even care if he wins the finals or not. I think he pretty instantly becomes the face of the league and pretty much overnight becomes if he's not a top 10 player of all time, it'd be a disappointing career. That's the territory he ends up getting into.
If the Lakers come back from 2-0, LeBron is just for sure the GOAT.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
No, I mean, we've talked about this forever, but there's nothing you can do to change the minds of people who feel a certain way anymore.
I mean, if he won a title.
It's gotten to a point where, but it's still not changing the Jordan fans' minds. Well, he won 6-0. There's nothing is changing anybody's mind.
If he won a title this year and was the finals MVP without Luka, anyone who was in denial, you're just in denial.
That's also not happening, unfortunately, so.
That's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Ace Hardware and Sports, locally owned and proudly family operated. Right here in downtown Midland is your go-to spot as we gear up for spring. Stop by on East Main Street in the heart of downtown Midland. That is Ace Hardware, helping you get ready for the season ahead while supporting your community. All right, last thing we got, last tradition. What do we think Colin Cowherd's opening his show with today?
Got an update for the people. Ben picked up a point yesterday, even though I went first. Aaron Rodgers was the lead, man.
He loves Aaron Rodgers.
And it was a late thing. Aaron Rodgers news happened at 11:30, I think, and he just pivoted right to it. Should have seen it coming. 56-54 is the score. I have the lead. It's your turn to go first. And I will say, I don't know if Gary is telling the truth or not. He says, no Colin Cowherd today, boys, ... vacation. We have to take his word for it, right? Gary's a real one.
Yeah,
he wouldn't
I
lie
believe
to
him.
us.
I believe him.
So what's J-Mac leading with?
That makes it even easier.
I shouldn't have said anything.
It's the Lakers. It's OKC. It's the whistle. I think that's
100%.
That's what it
100%
relies around.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves freaked out on the officials yesterday. They had a meeting after the game in which they all met at half court. I mean, you go on Twitter anywhere, and there's like compilations of OKC fouls they get called, which they don't even get hit. The flopping is nonsensical. I think it comes down to that.
It 1,000% is the answer. Can I say, like, I mean, he's not doing a Pistons-Cavs thing. Can I say the Thunder are going back-to-back? He does a pro Thunder thing? Am I allowed to take that?
Sure.
Because yours is yours is an anti-Thunder thing, essentially.
You're basically saying the Thunder are that good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't think that. I just, it's going to be something about that game, so I have to at least take something there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. We'll be back on Monday at 9 a.m. See you guys then. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Have a good weekend.
The Ben Bosscher